Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the CISN Football Pregame Show. It is playoff edition here on the CISN Football Pregame Show, brought to you by Iowa Corn. I am your host, Blake Walker. We still have a packed show ahead of you tonight for your top two games and only games here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Ankeny taking on Sioux City East, and Southeast Polk taking on Ames. We are going to look at all the playoff matchups coming up tonight. We're going to talk to some of the coaches, and then we'll wrap it up with a couple other things before we send you to the field for tonight's big games. We'll go straight into the playoff brackets, starting with Pod A. Dowling Catholic, the Maroons, at 8-1, host Davenport West, the 16 seed in the RPI. The West Falcons come in at 7-2. They were on the cutoff line last week. They got a win over Muscatine 35-13 to get in. Dowling has stayed consistent. Their only loss coming to Southeast Polk, but they do have that 17-10 win over Ankeny. That was a big difference maker in getting them at the number one position. This game, interesting when it comes to the passing game. Dowling Catholic, 1,827 passing yards. Davenport West, 1,056. 18 touchdown passes for Dowling overall, just 4 picks. Davenport West, 12 touchdowns and 4 picks. The running attack also pretty even. Dowling Catholic runs the 2 running backs system with Rashad Davis and CJ Phillip. Brady Hanson, the quarterback for Davenport West, leads the Falcons in rushing attempts. So that tells you what you need to know about Davenport West's offense. On the defensive side, Marvin Neely, a sophomore for Davenport West, he has been unbelievable this season. 57 tackles, 10 for loss, 4 sacks, and he's forced a fumble. Jimmy Wanick, the senior for Dowling Catholic, leads the team in tackles with 45, 4.5 tackles for loss, and 1 fumble recovery. Cooper Nicholson, the big guy in the receiving game, 42 receptions, 640 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Dalton Thompson leads Davenport West, 21 catches, 342 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And then Jackson Smolik for Dowling Catholic has been absolutely on fire the last couple weeks, starting to really pick it up. The Penn State recruit looks great. He will be a big factor in this one for Dowling Catholic and Davenport West. That game kicks off at 7 o'clock at Des Moines East Stadium, not Valley Stadium. Des Moines East Stadium is where that one will kick off. And the second game on the other side of the small bracket in Pod A, Cedar Rapids Kennedy, the Cougars at 7-2 hosts the Waukee Northwest Wolves at 5-7. This game, pretty good. Should be a pretty good game. Waukee Northwest has won 5 of the last 4 games. Cedar Rapids Kennedy currently 2-2 in their last 4 games with losses to Johnston and Cedar Falls. They throttled Davenport West 44-0, and they beat Dubuque Hempstead 41-0. Waukee Northwest coming off a win over Urbandale 22-7 in a game that they had to win. Ankeny, they lost to 31-7. Sam Johnson is the main guy for Waukee Northwest, both a passer and a runner. Brady Grisham, also very talented on the ground this year, 828 yards. And then Chase Lamb at the defensive position, only a junior, 68.5 tackles, 5.5 for loss, 1 sack, and 2 fumble recoveries. Donovan Slick Driscoll, the running back for Cedar Rapids Kennedy, 645 yards, also 121 yards receiving. And then Cyrus Courtney, the junior, 31 receptions this year, 464 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Cedar Rapids Kennedy better in the rushing game and better in the passing game, but Waukee Northwest has played a much harder schedule. Should be an interesting game where we could possibly get a Waukee Northwest Dowling Catholic rematch in round 2. Pod B on tap. First game, Southeast Polk, 8-1 are the Rams versus the Ames Little Cyclones at 6-3. Ames 6-3 on the year. Pretty much all the best teams they've faced, they have not beaten. Losses to Johnston last week, 31-9. That put them so far back in the RPI. A loss to Dowling and a loss to Iowa City High. Southeast Polk, 8-1 on the season, only lost to Ankeny. Connor Moberly and Abu Sama, very good in the backfield. Abu Sama injured a little bit of this season. He's back. Harrison Gibson leads the team in rushing yards with 923. He is going to be big. And we can't forget about the offensive lineman. Caden Proctor, one of the best offensive linemen in the country, currently slated to go to the University of Iowa. Ames on the other side, you may have heard of their passing attack. Dallas Salzer, 3,088 yards this season. That leads Class 5A. That leads the state of Iowa. 28 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Jamison Poe, the running back, very solid. And then Jalen Luth, we'll talk about him later. 1,242 yards, 13 touchdowns on 74 catches. He is unbelievable. The story of this one, can Ames' passing attack keep up with Southeast Polk, and can the Rams' defense shut down Ames' passing attack? Should be a good game here in round one. The other game on the docket, right across from them, it's a rematch. Does it look familiar? Because we're all having deja vu. Linn-Mar at 6-3. The Lions go to Cedar Rapids Prairie, who is also 6-3. And by that, I mean these two teams literally played last week in the same exact place. Linn-Mar beat Prairie in Prairie 28-13, but it wasn't enough to give the Lions the home field advantage. So they got to go back, and it just didn't work out in the right way to be able to get a different matchup. Cal Sullivan leads Prairie. On the offensive side, Austin Waller, just a sophomore quarterback for the Linn-Mar. He has been solid, 11 rushing touchdowns, or 11 touchdowns on the season with 1,093 yards. Defensively, both these two teams are very, very solid. Nick Powell and Jackson Severson also big for Linn-Mar and Prairie. And, overall, Linn-Mar, since that win against Prairie last week, their last win against the Hawks was 2014, 35-9. So Prairie has dominated the series as of late, but Linn-Mar will look to pull another win out of the back and hopefully can move on to the second round, but set up a great Linn-Mar Southeast Polk matchup. Pod C is where we're headed next. It's the Ankeny Hawks at 8-1, hosting the Sioux City East Black Raiders at 7-2. Sioux City East only loss on the season are to Ankeny Centennial by 3 points and Waukee Northwest by 10 points. They are led by their senior quarterback, Cole Ritchie, who in the last 2 games has tossed 9 touchdowns last week and 8 touchdowns 2 weeks ago. He has 31 total touchdowns on the year. He has been unbelievable, 2,559 yards. But we can't forget the other side. J.J. Cole and his stacked offense of Jason Williams at running back and Jamison Patton at receiving, and then you can't forget P.J. Westover in that defense. This is going to be a game of a lot of passing. It's who can shut down the passing game is going to be the end-all, be-all factor. Ankeny holds the rushing advantage, 1,440 yards to Sioux City East, 891. The last time these two teams play, you got to go back to 2019. Ankeny came away with the victory, 45-7. The Hawks will be tested by a pretty much exact replica of what they are. Should be a great game on CISN tonight. On to our next one in Pod C, probably one of the best games overall. It is Iowa City High on the road. The Little Hawks at 6-3 come to Johnston to take on the Dragons, who are 6-3. Johnston has started to find their groove. In the last 5 games, they've won 4 of them. Their only loss coming to Dowling. They took care of Cedar Rapids, Kennedy, and Ames with ease the last 2 weeks. Iowa City High, in pretty much every game that wasn't Dowling, Pleasant Valley, or Iowa City Liberty, they have dominated, beating Davenport West 55-6 and beating Iowa City West 49-0, Davenport Central 79-0. They are led by their junior quarterback, Drew Lawson, Ronnie Major at running back, and then Ben Cater, the senior linebacker, 87 tackles on the season, 23 for loss, 7 sacks, and 1 fumble recovery. He is one of the best defensive players in the state. He will cause nightmares for a Johnston offense led by a sophomore quarterback, Will Nuss, who has really picked it up the last couple of weeks. Rushing, Iowa City High leads that category, and passing, Iowa City High leads the category. But it's the Johnston defense that's only given up 9, 7, 6, 19, and 6, or 42 and 6 in their last 5 games. This one is going to be an all-out brawl to see who can move on to round 2 to take on either Ankeny or Sioux City East. And finally, Pod D. It is Pleasant Valley, the Spartans, the only undefeated team left in Class 5A, taking on the Valley Tigers of 5-4. Valley took care of Des Moines Roosevelt 54-29 to advance into the playoffs. Pleasant Valley was tied with Iowa City West at halftime, 14-14, ended up cruising and pulling away 35-14 to win to hold on. This is a game of running, and it's by 2 quarterbacks that love to run the ball. Michael Provenza for Valley, 398 rushing yards and 10 touchdowns. He's had magical plays all season. And then Caden McDermott of Pleasant Valley, 619 passing yards, 641 rushing yards, 13 touchdowns in the air, 12 touchdowns on the ground. You will never find a more consistent quarterback than Caden McDermott with Pleasant Valley. They are legit. Coy Cooper in the receiving side for Pleasant Valley, very solid. And then Aiden Price in the receiving side for Valley. Both are going to be hard to go against. These two teams met last year in the playoffs, and it was Valley who came away with the win to make it to the state tournament. 40-14 was the final score. They're 2 very different teams than they were now. Caden McDermott was the quarterback last year. He'll look to get revenge against a Valley team that has upsets all over the board and would love to get a big win over Pleasant Valley here on Friday night. Next game we're looking at is Cedar Falls and Ankeny Centennial. This game, you're getting deja vu again. Well, I am, because these two teams played just a couple weeks ago, and it was Ankeny Centennial who came away with the victory, 28-14. As I was on the sideline for that one, Centennial was the better team. Cedar Falls has improved just a little bit the last couple weeks, have had a couple scares against Bettendorf and Dubuque Senior, but a big win over Cedar Rapids Kennedy jumped the Tigers into a home field advantage spot. Centennial's been great with Trenton Smith in the air. Drake Gelhaus for Cedar Falls is running hard, 1,269 yards on the ground with 13 touchdowns. The big difference maker in this one is going to be the defenses, Drew Gertis, and don't forget about Jack Campbell's younger brother at the defensive end position for Cedar Falls, Zach English, as well, going to be big for Centennial on the defensive side. This one is going to be a one to watch, and a possible upset bid again is Cedar Falls hosting Ankeny Centennial at the Unidome. Should be a good one here tonight. That is a look at all your playoff matchups for tonight in Class 5A. We're going to take a break, and we're going to send it over to our interviews. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show Playoff Edition, brought to you by Iowa Corn.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
For 75 years, Holt Service Trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Not all used vehicles are created equal.
DeArmond certified used vehicles have a big advantage.
What sets us apart is that all used vehicles receive a 175-point inspection.
Carfax report, 2 oil changes, collision deductible coverage, and wheel dent and windshield repair.
Also, all DeArmond certified come with 2 warranties. A 1-year 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and a 2-year 100,000-mile powertrain. DeArmond Ford Indianola, DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
Do you know what the best part about being a dog is? You can hear disaster before it even happens. You know what they say about disaster. Sometimes it can inspire a symphony. An honest day's work deserves an honest day's treat.
No extra charge.
And that is why we choose Honest Wrenches. No extra charge. And it's how service should be.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we
are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show, brought to you by Iowa Corn. I'm your host, Blake Walker. We're going to head to our coach interviews now for Ankeny and Sioux City East. We'll send you those interviews conducted by Paul Yeager right now.
Back here on the pregame show, Paul Yeager with head coach of Sioux City East, Mike Winkelplack. Coach, back at Ankeny Stadium again, back in Central Iowa again. What have you learned from those trips, and what did your team pick up from those trips this season?
The good thing is we're familiar with the stadium, the surroundings, the walk to the stadium, where we're going to be halftime, before the game, stuff like that. So that's not going to be any different for us. So the familiarity with that and hopping on a bus and going to Des Moines or Ankeny is going to the kids are going to know what that process looks like. So feel good about that.
And they know it's the second season. You know it's the second season. Any sense of urgency to the guys, or do they just kind of know? I mean, you got a senior-dominated team. They know what's at stake.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, there's some excitement. There's some urgency. I mean, it's 1 week at a time, and that's kind of been our philosophy all season long. But now it's real. It's win or go home. So it's a game of momentum, and it's a one game playoff, and we're going to see what happens on Friday night.
You have some incredibly impressive statistics. Why is your team more than just numbers?
We got men of character. We got guys that show up each and every day, whether it's in school or whether it's on the practice field and whether it's on the game field. They're doing the right thing. They work hard. They put in the work. They are willing to do what they need to do to be successful.
Well, that being said, your quarterback and main receiver, again, great stats. We talked about your quarterback. We've talked about your receiver. Let's give some love to the offensive line. What have they done to allow a lot of this to happen?
They've been coachable. They come to work each day. They put time in watching film to see what they need to work on to get better. They listen to the coach. We got a good offensive line coach in Jay Weekland, and they're just continuing to work together cohesively as a unit.
And that's, you have to make in-game adjustments, right? I mean, who's been calling out on who do you look to on the field to make those adjustments?
Our O-line coach is right there, So I mean, he's seeing it, and we have the luxury that after an offensive series, the guys come over to the sideline and they're able to get coached up and make any adjustments that we need to do, and they're not asked to play defense, so it gives them time for that.
When you look at a defense that you're facing tonight, what is your offense going to have to do against that defense that's a little different than norm?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, they get various looks. They got several different looks that they give defensively, whether it's their umbrella look or whether they're in a normal defense and stuff like that. So we're just going to have to look to protect our quarterback and run the football.
Defensively, what do you what has been Wavernick's been great. What is it that he does to kind of lead that defense?
He's just a smart football player. He makes sure everyone gets lined up. He knows what the calls are, where everyone's supposed to be, and he does a nice job of guiding that defense and being a leader out there. Making sure the defensive linemen are in the right spots, secondaries where they're supposed to be, and getting the calls in and stuff.
Was there a point this season when you realized this defense was good?
We knew that coming in. Obviously, Ankeny, Centennial, and Waukee Northwest had a little bit of success against us. But other than that, we've kind of shut all these other teams down. And there's some things in those other two games that I think if we make a couple plays here and there, I think it's a different story. But you got to make the plays when the moment arises. And obviously, we didn't do that. And the Waukee Northwest game, they got out to an early 17-point lead, about 10 minutes left in the second quarter, and they didn't score again. So, I mean, we made some adjustments, and we were able to slow that momentum down. And obviously, we have a tall task ahead of us with all the athletes and how big they are up front on Friday night.
Well, and it's actually a little bit of the Northwest game's the reverse of what you did to Centennial when you jumped out. A couple of plays, the kickoff's a little strange. You make a big offensive series run. How important is a good fast start for you?
I think it's important in every game. I mean, momentum is huge in the game of football, in all sports, honestly. But you got to try to get momentum, and you got to hold on to it and try and keep the other team from getting it back. So, and that's a two-way street. So, I mean, if if Ankeny gets momentum on Friday night, then we got to find ways to stop it and try and get it back on our side.
Specifically about that offense that Ankeny has, the task of your defense is going to be facing a couple of guys who are playing in a Power 5. You faced good athletes before. This is no different for you. Is that what you're telling the guys?
Yeah, I mean, we faced a couple of these guys before. I mean, some of these freshmen were actually on the team when we traveled up to Ankeny 4 years ago for a regular season game. And I mean, they had Division I athletes on the field at that time as well. You know, we played Cole his sophomore year when he was at Ankeny Centennial. We played Jamison Patton last year when he was at Roosevelt. So we've seen these guys in person. Obviously, I think it's exciting for the kids, and they know the task that's at hand, and they're excited to see what they can do. And I mean, in order to be the best, you got to play the best. And Ankeny's had some sustained success here the last few years, and obviously they're a really good football team. So our guys are upbeat, and we're ready for the moment.
And I look forward to that moment. Coach, thank you so very much. Appreciate the time.
Hey, thanks, Paul. Appreciate it, man.
All right, that's our pregame show with Sioux City East head coach Mike Winkelpleck. The pregame show here on CISN continues right after this.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on CISN. The head of the flock, Rick Nelson. You like head hawk or head of the flock? Which one rhymes better?
Rick is great.
Well, Coach, right now we come in, I asked you earlier this week about the approach of this second season. Is it one leg at a time, pants still go on first before shoes, or do you treat it a little differently? I think one of the favorite things, if you said, is let's collect our bats and we'll go home if this doesn't work out.
Yeah, the kids know. I mean, so there's no reason to put any more stress on them. I just think you play it as a game, and they know exactly what's at stake. I mean, you don't have to sit and, tell them, if we don't win, we're done. I mean, they understand. All kids do that are playing in the playoffs.
Yeah. Second season is, though, a chance to really find out how good your team is. You've liked the way they've progressed on offense. Let's start with offense. Where has the biggest change come from August to now?
Well, I think JJ's first game, he just forced things. He had 3 interceptions. One was a Hail Mary, but he had 2 interceptions. And he's just played really lights out ever since then. So we kind of found out, we found Erlmeyer. I don't think if Akers gets hurt, we'd probably find him. But Erlmeyer's been great. I think Jason's a lot more comfortable in our offense. We had 2 sophomores starting in offensive line. They've really progressed nicely, Dorfler and B. Ross. So we've made a lot of strides, but I'm assuming if you talk to every coach, probably now, at least at least a percentage of their team has progressed the way they'd like them to.
You've also used your offensive linemen to play a little bit on the defensive line, at least mid-season. Have you been doing that as much the last couple of weeks?
No, we haven't. Ryan Merritt played quite a bit early, and then we just kind of got away from it.
But you've had some development of guys that have come in. You get Donnie Brown straight back. That's provided you an extra body there. Benetham has been hurt. Don't know what his status is for tonight. But depth also comes with when there's injury opportunity.
Yeah. And I think Booth has progressed nicely. And then we have the Staub kid. He's a big kid, 260-pound kid. So they've played well. I think the biggest thing is probably moving Kaiser to a linebacker or to inside to Mike has really helped our defense. And then when Jamo plays defense, we're totally different. So he'll play tonight.
He's a difference maker. Is he more of a difference maker on offense or defense?
Both. I mean, he's, you could debate it all, but if he's not the best player in the state, he's one of the top 3 in the state. So, he makes an impact when he's on the field, whether it's kicking or defense or offense.
I watched a couple of times in practice, him and JJ working on routes and things and timing. Is that also what comes as the season goes, as everybody kind of gets a little more lockstep with timing with each other? Well,
yeah, I think quarterbacks are going to feel comfortable throwing the ball to certain people. You have certain concepts where, you know, you're not going to get the ball, but then there's concepts where it's 1, 2, 3, and he feels comfortable throwing the ball to J-Mo, and so yeah, I think there's a little bit of, you know, I don't know, kind of a little bit of a bond or Vulcan mind meld or whatever you want to call that, like Spock, you know.
Which one's Spock?
He was this dude.
No, which one of J-Mo is Spock?
Yeah, and the other one would be Captain Kirk.
Okay, so JJ is Captain Kirk.
Yeah, he'd be Captain Kirk.
Okay, J-Mo is is Spock. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. J-Mo is going to have some type of depth meld grip on that screen offense that you're going to see tonight. What is it about trying to stop a team that throws the screen or the short pass?
Well, you want to rush the passer, and then that's what happens. You know, you rush, and all of a sudden there goes a screen. Well, you kind of forget about the screen. And then the rest of you are out dropping into coverage, and they've got a couple nice running backs. Their quarterback does a really nice job. He's throwing for a lot of yards. So, yeah, that's a concern. They hurt Centennial on 3 screens, probably of plus 40 yards, and I think 2 scored. So that's a concern for us. And then they do like the little short, high percentage passing game. So, you know, we'll have to roll up on them some, probably have to play some man some. You know, we'll give them some different looks.
You look at the receivers for Sioux City, 6 of them have a lot of stats, which does that concern you when you have so many guys that can be options for a quarterback?
Well, we've played 9 games, so, you know, their go-to guy, I can't remember if it's Kalen or it's number 5.
Yep.
That's the guy they go to. So I'm sure that's the guy they're going to go to tonight.
All right. Well, we'll see how it unfolds. That's Rick Nelson, head coach of the Ankeny Hawks. Our pregame show continues right after this here on CISN.
And as always, as we have done all season long, we want to take the time to thank all the coaches for sitting down and chatting with us all season long as they prepare for their big games on Friday night. We're going to take another break, and we'll be back to highlight some of the big players you'll see in tonight's games here on the Central Iowa Sports Network and forward. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show, brought to you by Iowa Corn.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Not all used vehicles are created equal.
DeArmond certified used vehicles have a big advantage.
What sets us apart is that all used vehicles receive a 175-point inspection.
Carfax report, 2 oil changes, collision deductible coverage, and wheel dent and windshield repair.
Also, all DeArmond certified come with 2 warranties. A 1-year 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and a 2-year 100,000-mile powertrain. DeArmond Ford Indianola, DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
Do you know what the best part about being a dog is? You can hear disaster before it even happens. You know what they say about disaster. Sometimes it can inspire a symphony. An honest day's work deserves an honest day's treat.
No extra charge.
And that is why we choose Honest Wrenches. No extra charge, and it's how service should be.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
friends and neighbors.
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
Obsessively,
relentlessly
At your service.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. It is playoff edition here, brought to you by Iowa Corn. I'm your host, Blake Walker. We're going to wrap up the show today by looking at some of the top athletes that you will be seeing in our 2 games tonight of 4 teams here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. First player that we want to take a look at for the first team, Ankeny's top player to watch. It is the senior number 2, Jamison Patton, the former Roosevelt transfer who has been phenomenal this season. 50 catches for 680 yards and 4 touchdowns, 13.6 yards per carry. He has his longest catch being 49 yards. He has breakaway speed. He's one of the toughest players on the field. He is going to be one to watch tonight, along with the rushing attack, 11 carries, 86 yards, 7.8 yards per carry, and 1 rushing touchdown. Jamison Patton will be a problem tonight for the Sioux City East defense. And for Sioux City East, the top player to watch, it's a no-brainer. It's the senior number 12, Cole Ritchie, who has been on an absolute tear this season. 184 for 278 in the passing game, 62% completion percentage, 2,559 yards. That's 13.9 yards per carry, 31 touchdowns this season, including 17 in his last 2 games, and 4 interceptions on the year. Cole Ritchie is one of the most perfect quarterbacks you will watch this season. He makes great decisions. He's hard to beat. He is going to keep the Black Raiders in this game, and he's the reason they have a playoff spot like they do now. So look for Jamison Patton and Cole Ritchie tonight between Ankeny and Sioux City East. And for Southeast Polk, our top player to watch, number 3, the senior Abu Sama, because why not? To 88 carries this year, 718 yards, 8.2 yards per carry, 16 touchdowns, his longest being 72 yards. You got to think, Abu Sama didn't even play every single game this year, and he's put up those numbers. Absolutely phenomenal by the senior running back, and also pretty solid in the receiving game. 8 receptions, 126 yards, 15.8 yards per carry, and 1 touchdown. Matt Campbell is going to get an absolutely unbelievable running back next year. Abu Sama is going to be a hard one to beat, especially for the Little Cyclones defense. And for the Ames Little Cyclones, the top player to watch, it's the wide receiver. It is Jalen Luth, the senior number 5. He has been unbelievable. When you have a quarterback like Dallas Salzer who's tossing so many touchdowns, he's going to have one main wide receiver, and he sure has one in Jalen Luth. 74 catches, 1,242 yards of receiving yards, 16.8 yards per carry, 13 touchdowns, and 85 yards as his longest touchdown reception. He has been absolutely unbelievable this year. You cannot underestimate Jalen Luth. He is going to be a matchup problem if Southeast Polk can't cover him. They don't have an Xavier Wonkpa anymore, so Jalen Luth could be a huge factor tonight. He is a player to watch for the Ames Little Cyclones against the Southeast Polk Rams. That will do it for us tonight here on the CISN Football Pregame Show, Playoff Edition, brought to you by Iowa Corn. I am your host, Blake Walker. We want to thank you all for watching all season long and tonight's show. We hope you enjoy the big game tonight. It's playoff time. It's win or go home. We're going to send it down to the game that whichever you choose to watch. And we thank you for watching, and we say you good night, everybody. Enjoy your Friday night football.
We've had all the weather this week. We started with rain, it got cooler, but it has turned into a beautiful day, which has given way to an incredible night here at Ankeny Stadium for high school football. It's the second season. It's playoff time here on CISN. Along with Tim Halber, I'm Paul Yeager. Jeff Brooks will be with us in a moment. We go to the second season, Tim, with 2 teams that have played in this stadium this season. Sioux City East played Centennial, led 14-0 out of the gate. They are looking for a fast start tonight on their return to Ankeny. Tim, the big question is, how do they do it?
I think you wrote it down here earlier, pass, pass, and pass. You know, they're averaging 30 passes a game at a 66% clip. So Cole Ritchie does a great job. He's got over 2,500 yards, 31 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions on the year. So they're going to put the ball in the air short, medium, and deep. And Cole Ritchie is one of the best in Class 5A. You just saw on the pregame show his number. There's 2 that stand out to me. 2,559 yards, 31 touchdowns. His big target is Kellen Jacobson. They do it not deep, but the short pass. What's the benefits of that? Well, it takes the defense. They're going to have to spread out there because they're running a spread offense. They typically have, empty formation or only a 5-man front. Very seldom do they have a tight end, so they're going to spread the defense with 3 wide. It's really a spread offense, so the defense has to cover sideline to sideline. looking for those one-on-ones to escape out there and find something deep. And if you get lulled pulling your players up, that deep shot's going to be there.
6 different receivers have significant statistics for the Black Raiders. It'll be a big challenge for Nick Nelson's defense tonight. They are going to have to bring one player that you'll see more on defense, and that's Jameis Patton. Look for him more on defense tonight for both Coach Nelsons. What does Jamo bring to the ball on the defensive side?
It's that pure athlete. We saw him here a couple weeks ago where he took off at a bullet and picked off a pass that was intended there because he could jump the route. So he's really dangerous that way. So if you log a ball up there too deep, it gets a little air underneath it, he's going to be there for the ball.
And we also will see Jamo on offense being thrown to by J.J. Cole. His big game tonight, he was in the state championship game last year. Patton has developed into a very good target, but there's been a couple of other guys that have developed as the season has gone on. Could be anybody getting the ball tonight in offense.
Yeah, that's where I think they're finding the rhythm. I think J.J. Cole feels very comfortable in it. I think it's more they can run and complement with the pass or vice versa. Find that balance, keep that high-powered Sioux City offense off the field, and get the lead. They can run the clock out on them.
The Ankeny Hawks with a big win last week at Des Moines Lincoln to close the regular season. Same for the Black Raiders. They were playing Sioux City West, and that was a big contest as well. We have the national anthem, which is about to take place. We'll check in with Jeff Brooks on this gorgeous night. I don't even think he put on an extra layer.
No, I thought he wore shorts tonight.
I thought he wore shorts too. Yeah. We'll continue this pregame show and kick off here at 7 o'clock. High school football, it is the second season Class 5A. The pregame show continues right after this.
1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
I'm off to college. Oh, rats!
Hi, Joe the Car Guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that oh rats moment for your students. Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
for the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Our national anthem tonight by the Ankeny High School Band. As we are just a couple of minutes away from kickoff, we already have the Ankeny Hawks on the field, as well as the Sioux City East Black Knights. Let's go down to our man on the field. It's Jeff Brooks back with us tonight, patrolling. Put the rumors to rest, Jeff. Shorts, no shorts.
No shorts tonight. No shorts. It's a beautiful night tonight. I probably could have got away with it till halftime, but then after that, you know how it goes. It is beautiful. Football will be great. No weather issues at all. No wind to speak of. Kicks should be good. There won't be any wind issues with that. Looking forward to it. Over here on the Sioux City sidelines, they look fired up. There's a lot of them here tonight on this roster. That's impressive how many kids are out for them. But the coaches look good. It should be fun tonight. So see how everything happens.
Jeff, you've been to an Ankeny High School football playoff game before. The crowd a little thin on the home side, but these are the diehard fans. They don't have to worry about any weather. You mentioned maybe a hat, maybe a shirt. that's long-sleeved, but you've sat in worse weather out here before in playoffs.
I remember a couple times, full jackets and hand warmers, and we've all been there, right? No, it's beautiful. The kids should enjoy it over there. They're all dressed in pink. It must be a pink out night for them. Looks good. It is a little sparse on the Ankeny side. We'll see. Some people are still filing in, so they're going to miss a good game, though. I'm going to tell you, I'm looking forward to this matchup. Hopefully it holds up to its billing.
All right, you're going to get your steps in tonight. Jeff Brooks on the sideline. All right, Tim Halber, keys to the ball game tonight if you are Sioux City East.
I think see how that offense, that high-powered offense, how they deal with a very athletic, very physical Ankeny defense. We've seen them play before and knowing where JMO is. So they're larger, they're athletic, so see how they play against this upper-level team.
And for the Ankeny Hawks?
I think they found their rhythm the last several weeks. J.J. Cole is very comfortable in the game. Coach, I don't want to put the kiss of death on, but he has not thrown an interception since game one. He's comfortable running a balanced offense. I think if they can find their rhythm, they can have a very good game.
J.J. Cole on the season, as you mentioned there, he has been incredible, accurate, near 70%. He is 834 yards and 14 touchdowns. Might not sound like a lot, but it is. This is a good team. And actually, I'm talking about, that's Jason Williams' number. I'm reading the wrong thing there. Sorry. Pass is 125 for 184 for 1,700 yards. There we go, 14 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. I thought that seemed low.
Yeah.
But I'm not too wrong with my point. Does it seem low with JJ stats? Do you expect more out of a guy like that?
I think we get kind of sideways with, some of the big, like Sauer up in, in Ames and that, and then Richie here. I think those are big numbers to kind of look at that. But I think that's very efficient. That's over 9 games. You're getting nearly 200 yards passing a game. So I think that is really balanced that well. It opens up the running game. And don't be surprised that J.J. Cole, when he runs, it's usually very effective, usually to pick up a first down.
JJ tonight will have the services back of Jason Williams. We've seen him at running back as well as Jamison Patton, Maddox Ward still. Devin Akers will be out, not back in the lineup yet, but Carson Sommerfeld, Jacob Moorfeld, a couple of those guys. Caden Henkes we saw develop towards the end of the year, but it was the tight end Jeremiah Kruger last week. And then the surprise player for Ankeny, Evan Erlmeyer. When I mentioned no Devin Akers, if Akers doesn't get hurt, we might not see Evan Erlmeyer tonight. The kid is fast. He's a little small, but it doesn't mean that he is someone that you can stop.
So is Dynamite. That's not very big. So I think he does a great job. Hey, Coach had mentioned that he's kind of been this diamond in the rough. They found him, and he's moving the chains. We've seen him on special teams make big plays. So he's kind of that, that jackknife out there, kind of doing a little bit of everything.
East won the toss. They'll kick north to south, and we'll kick off here in just a moment. For the Black Raiders, we'll see their defense. It's going to be Brady Wavernick. He is a guy we'll see on offense, but on defense, he is the guy. As Coach says, there's no play he can't make. Tim, I know you missed the East game the first time. You're going to love watching this kid play.
I watched some of the film against Centennial, then he was out there a lot. He blitzes a lot. They kind of run the standard 4-3 defense, but they use that middle linebacker a lot to get pressure on them. Becomes a different gaps between the tackles. So you have to account for him all the time. He's 6 foot, 205 pound, a lot of muscle, a lot of a very aggressive linebacker.
We'll also see Anthony Muhammad, a guy who's come back from being out for a few games. He came back in time for that Centennial game and has had an impact on the secondary. As Sioux City East comes out, they're in their all-white tops, black pants, black numbers, and the black helmet. The East in cursive is on the side of the helmets. The Hawks go with, they call Victory Gold. All gold uniforms, maroon numbers trimmed in white, and the white helmets with the hawk on either side. Getting ready to tee it up here from Ankeny Stadium on this beautiful 55-degree night. High school football, it is going to be Jacob Barral. He has the go-ahead, and we are underway. And the ball gets past the return man and goes in for a touchback. It was for Jason Williams, and the Hawks will start it from their 20-yard line. Hawk offense comes out. We mentioned J.J. Cole, but up front, let's talk about Drew Montevice, Joe Kingston, Ryan Mayer, Lucas Beroth, and Jack Durfler. 2 sophomores, Tim, that Coach Nelson has spoken highly of.
Yeah, sophomores on an offensive line here at Ankeny is somewhat unheard of, so the coach must think very highly of them to get out there and work with those veterans. They've settled in. They've done a great job this season. in their new line positions.
Maddox Ward and Evan Erlmeyer come to the near side. First play of the game is a handoff to Jamo Patton. He hops one defender, and he's pushed out of bounds at about the 33 or the 23-yard line. Short gain for second down.
See that little change of pace there. Jason Williams getting out there, getting a lead block out there. Didn't fool the defense. Very much. It's still there, very solid. Gave up 4 yards there, so see what the second down brings.
11:51, second play from scrimmage coming now. It is Williams now in the backfield with Cole. They go play action. Cole with time, blows off to his third receiver, and he overthrows Maddox Ward. Coverage there for Sioux City East was on defense was Keegan Augustine.
Yeah, trying to find, looking downfield with Ward dragging across the middle. He was open, well covered there across there. So now we get a 3rd and 7.
3 receivers to the right. Cole's flushed out. On the run, throws on the run. Goes high, caught by Patton when he needed a first down. Call Jameis Patton, available number 2, up to the 40-yard line. First down for the Hawks.
Yeah, he went up there and just took it. That's where the athletic ability comes across. Coming off the formation from the left side, dragging across the middle. Cole did a nice job escaping the sack there. He's more mobile than you think he is for a 6'7" quarterback.
Gain of 17 for the Hawks. 1st and 10 up to the 40. Fourth play goes to Williams. Left side cuts it back at tackle, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage plus maybe 1 or 2. Wavernick there, as well as Augustine, who's in that middle linebacker position. Also back deep, Dane Milton comes up for a little extra support.
Kingston out there trying to get a block. They flip-flop their ends there on defense. Sioux City does, between Wells. And that Wells is really one of those all-district players that they have at defensive end.
Patton goes in motion. They go to the opposite side now with Williams. He kind of pushes his way behind the left tackle, Joe Kingston, and can't get more than a yard. It'll again be 3rd and long.
Pittinger in there, number 50 for Sioux City. Very stout defense. Groton in there too, a 6'2", 255-pound senior. So they're a pretty stout defensive line for a 4-man front.
Patton to the top of the formation. They send Williams in motion. They were going to do the throwback screen. Plays busted. Cole improvising at this point. He is not going to be able to get rid of the football. He is going to be sacked all the way back at the 38-yard line. Big play by Sioux City East. Coming up is Augustine. East saw something on tape, Tim. They absolutely blew that play up.
They did. They crashed it. They do that. They blitz. If I can see the play again, normally they bring a linebacker, either outside linebacker or the middle linebacker. They're trying to put some pressure on Cole, because if he sits back there, he'll pick you apart. So playing on downs there. J-Mo was open briefly deep, but Cole couldn't get the ball released.
Wave Runick and Tote back deep for Sioux City East on the punt from Reed Johnson. It hits at the 40, bounces sideways and out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Jeff Brooks is on the sideline after just one series of play. We'll check in with Jeff to see what he heard and saw on that first possession. Jeff?
Yeah, so Sioux City East came out. Their defense, man, they really look solid. They're strong up front, stopping the runs. One of my thoughts today was, when I was overlooking this, is who's gonna control that, line of scrimmage and get that stay ahead of the chains, type of offense. So see what Ankeny's defense has to say here.
Hawks will put 3, if not 4, on the line. Diego Jackson, they're going to go to that first formation on defense from the upright spot. First pass is a quick one, and it's nearly picked off clean and taken the other way. That would have been Carson Booth if he just collects that. He's an old tight end, Tim. He's got to make that.
It might be explained why he's on defense. We had this a couple weeks ago. We saw them once again. He had another one in his hand, so he's going to be thinking about that. He's going to wake up tomorrow morning going, I had all I saw was the goalpost in front of me.
Incomplete, quick huddle, or no huddle, go the Black Raiders. Wave Runick, toss sweep right side. He gets back towards the line of scrimmage and cuts it back up for another 3 to 4 yards. Halstead up for the Hawks, as well as Ben Sandvig.
Yep. Hendricks up there as well, forcing that to kick. The running back wants to make a quicker cut. Has to go out there, has to bounce it back out, go farther towards the sideline, which strings it out there and let the defensive players come along, so keep it to a third and 5.
Here come the Black Raiders. Ritchie to throw, dart caught, but it's going to be short of the first down. Holding, I think it was Adams or Tope that made that grab. Tope's the one who grabbed it. Sandvik there on coverage. It'll be 4th and, well, with forward progress, they give it 3, and it looks like East is going to punt.
Yeah, good job by the secondary, keeping the guys in front. They throw short quite a bit, so they tend not to get to the sticks. Usually on a third down, if you're going to throw it, at least get to the sticks if you're going to make the catch. But good open field tackle there to prevent a first down.
P.J. Westover and Jamison Patton back at their own 20 to receive the punt. Kick is away. It's a short but very high. Calling for the fair catch is Patton at the 25. Other games tonight. This is win and you're in, lose and go home. Centennial at Cedar Falls tonight. Davenport West makes the trip over to Williams Stadium to play Dowling Catholic. City High also in central Iowa. They play Johnston. Valley makes the road trip to the Quad Cities and they say hello, and they're playing at Pleasant Valley. Ames and Southeast Polk, Prairie, Linmar, and Waukee Northwest and Kennedy round out your Class 5A here. No score. Both teams have had a possession. Hawks were able to pick up 1 first down, and that's it. Cole to throw on first down. Patton catches it at the sticks. He's still on his feet. He took a big shot right at the line of where it was to go. And I think who made that hit first was Dane Milton.
Number 37, Anthony Mohammed.
He just got enough for the sticks. I thought they could get forward progress there. Cole showing a little bit high. Sometimes that means that he's not getting his feet set, or he just get a little amped up, release it, ball comes out a little higher than you want, but needs to bring that down there.
4 minutes gone by in the game. Williams, the handoff up the middle, gets right on through a little bit of a window on that offensive line. He gets behind Joe Kingston, who loses his helmet, so he'll have to come off for a play. Coming in for Ankeny to play will be Evan Spence. Evan, my kid from Little League Baseball several years ago. I remember Evan. I see him every time I see him at practice. I go, quit growing, dude.
Yeah.
The junior in for 1 play, which is 2nd and 5. 7.5 minutes to play. Ball on the 41. Bunched formation to the right side for the Hawks. They go. Ball is on the ground. It was a run-pass option, and I think Williams didn't think he was going to get it. He's able to go back, collect it, and keep possession, but that'll make it again, Tim, 3rd and long.
Also 3rd and 8.
Now you want to get your offense in rhythm where you make the defense stop you, don't stop yourself. Incomplete passes, fumbled snap here, busted plays. So they want to put the pressure on this defense and see if they can stop them when they're really running there. So that was a miscue there, lost a couple yards. So now you're faced with a 3rd and 8.
Trips to the right, 1 to the top of the formation. It's a pass situation. Cole with time, and then the clock ticks away, and I'm not sure who he was throwing at. Coming with the pressure was right up the middle, Nick Wells. He's the guy we talked about in that opener. Nick Wells, big game right there. 73 tackles, makes tackle number 74 on a big 3rd down.
Yeah, we talk about, Wavernick being the linebacker. The lineman you got to look out for is Nick Wells. They had a stunt play there. They brought a guy looping around the outside, so a lot of pressure there, so Cole can't sit his feet and get a pass off.
Punting situation again. Reed Johnson back for the Hawks. He gets it over the head of Wave Runick and also Tope, and it's going to roll down dead inside the 20, and that's where Sioux City East is going to take over on this quick possession change. So we'll try to get Jeff Brooks in here for a quick report. But, Jeff, you don't have much time between plays.
Oh, things are moving along real quick here. Back-to-back, Sioux City East, their defense stood up there pretty tall. I thought Ankeny had something going, getting it 2nd and short, and then, unfortunately the fumble. But, it's going to be a good game. I can tell down here on the sidelines.
All right, Jeff, thank you. 1st and 10 for Sioux City East from the 18. Ritchie in the shotgun, lone man back there. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Ritchie claps, gets the ball, throws quickly to the right on the screen. It's caught by Shashow, and he is on his feet, and he is off to the races down the far sideline, across the 40 to the 44-yard line.
That's what they usually do. Is they line them up, they spread the field out, they run 3 to one side, 2 to the other. No tight end there, so it's a quick hitting play, really on the line of scrimmage. But then if the defense is out of position, they're going to cut and make make yards.
Shashow gets 27. They go right back, same play. This time it's sniffed out. Diego Jackson out front. Also Ben Sandvik there for the Hawks. No score, 5:55 in a fast-moving first quarter. Both teams have had 2 possessions. Sioux City East in their second possession right now. 3 receivers come to the left side of the formation for Ritchie. He's got Wave Runick behind him. High snap. Ritchie on the screen. Here comes the heat. Gets it away. Caught, and then a jersey tackle missed. Still on his feet is Wave Runick. He's got the first down. He's still on his feet. Escapes one more tackle. Finally stood up Reed Johnson. Cleans up the mess that was left behind by his teammates. Halstead just couldn't quite grab him. Lots of missed tackles.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 missed tackles there. Hendricks had him in the backfield, had him by the jersey, couldn't quite hang on.
3rd and 1.
It appears that they wouldn't have a spy out there because they're going to run that. Looks like a screen. They dump it across the running back in the middle.
Pickup of 12. They go back underneath with Shashow up the gut, and he's going to fall forward. Penalty flag comes in. Back behind the line of scrimmage, right at Ritchie's feet. From our umpire tonight, which is Brian Gibson, the crew of Matt Stiles, John Bergman, Scott Tryon, and Ross Jensen make up this officiating crew.
5-yard face flag, number 6, underneath it. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Kaiser called for that.
Incidental face mask there, just reaching in. And usually now you're reaching, so I've seen now a couple of missed tackles. They're reaching in for tackles. So one thing the defense has to tighten up. They seem to be a little, little tense here at the beginning of the first quarter.
Ritchie rolls out to the right side, throws on the run, and nearly picked off. Ben Sandvik made a dive. The intended receiver, I'm going to guess, was Kalen Jacobson. That's his top receiver. That's the first time it looks like he's thrown to him tonight.
Yep, that's the first I've seen him there. Probably the first time he's been open, so he's trying to move the ball. He likes getting it. Seems like his passes have generally gone to his right side, so that seems to be that, which is now the wide side of the field.
3 to the left for Ritchie here on 2nd down. Toss sweep, Shashow. He's hit by Diego Jackson and wrestled down inside the 40. No gain on the play.
Good tackle by Diego there. Wrapped him up and took him to the ground, so not letting him escape. These running backs are quite talented. So now what do they do here? You got a 3rd and long. See if they want to go deep downfield or, can they watch it? Looking at it appears they have like a 5-man goal line defense in the secondary.
6 men on the line of scrimmage for this play. Ritchie runs out, looks like it was his the whole way. He escapes one tackle. Great block back there. Ritchie with time, throws downfield! Intercepted P.J. Westover at the 12-yard line. What a circus catch by the senior.
What a play. We almost had a sack. We had a scramble. Came out to the left, went downfield, had a guy open, threw it down there. Westover timed it perfectly at the height of his jump and picked her off.
Intended receiver was Destiny Adams. And it was Destiny that P.J. Westover thought he was going to get that football. Hawks make the stop, get the ball back with 4:12 to go. Sioux City East absolutely has come loaded for bear. Let's see what they do with defense, because they do have the Hawks pinned back at the 12-yard line. Cole, first play action. With time, throws downfield. He's got Maddox Ward. Incomplete off his extended hands. It'll be 2nd down. Ward got behind his defender, and that would have been a play that would have brought this place to its feet. On coverage was Dalen Tope.
Yeah, Tope there just got there in time. He might have got a hand on. He made up a lot of ground there, but apparently they want to go deep. That shot is there. He had single coverage, so he went down there. So we might see that again later on. See if they want to do something over the middle. Look for J-Mo to do something in crossing pattern.
They go Williams underneath. He goes up the middle. Guess who's there? Nick Wells. He kind of blocked that play and allowed a couple of his teammates, including Cale Pittenger, to make that stop. It'll be 3rd again, Tim, and long.
We'll see if the defense, they're getting a really good rush up their 4-man front. They're not having to blitz their linebackers. And Cole on 3rd down has not had much time to set his feet and throw it. To see if they want to do something quick here to get a good pass off.
Those the Black Raiders have dialed up pressure on 3rd down. They're trying to do it again. Cole has room. He's going to tuck it, run it. stood straight up, and then he is tackled out of bounds, but beyond the distance markers, so it'll be a first down coming up for the Black Raiders. Daniel Durio.
One thing we talked about earlier is that when Cole does run, he does a really good job. He saw it open, he took off, made it a quick decision. Goes wide open there, picked up the first down. Now they got a little more room to operate.
1st and 10 from the 27 after a pickup of 12. They go back underneath with the running back. I think that's actually going to be Jason Williams. He'll get across.
Williams on the carry.
Wells as well as Augustine make the tackle.
Black Raiders number 7, Keegan Augustine.
Augustine's in there.
6-yard gain. 2nd and 4.
He'll play the middle to give Wavernick a little bit of a break. So see that that's one of the better plays they had in a first down rush play. See if they go back to it, if they can establish that line of scrimmage. Running game helps give you tempo, which helps get your passing game going.
Williams is next to Cole in the backfield. 2 receivers to the left and right, including Kruger off the line. Quick throw. Erlmeyer, too tall pass, tips it in the air, and he is lucky Wave Runick didn't turn around and catch that, because that would have been an INT and first in several weeks for J.J. Cole. Does the jinx apply if it's after the first 2 series?
Yes, it lasts for the whole 4 quarters.
Oh, it is the whole 4-quarter game?
The whole game.
Okay.
Once again, pass came out a little bit high. I think he has to kind of settle down here. I think JJ thinks the game's not all on his shoulders. He's got to let the offensive line do the work, the receivers do the work. So 3rd and manageable, though, with only a 3rd and 4.
At the 33, Hawks need to get across to about the 37. Cole with time throws again, Tim. High. Intended for Maddox Ward. It'll be a punting situation for the Hawks here with 2:39 to play in the first quarter. That's nerves, huh? Going high, you think?
Usually is, or else, if the rush is there, your weight's a little bit more towards your back foot, because if you step forward, the nose comes down a little bit more. But if you're throwing off, if your weight's too much on your back foot, or you're moving back a little bit, the nose stays up and you tend to throw high.
Reed Johnson, 3rd punt of the game. Gets up over the line, goes in front of Wave Runick's going to bounce. He's going to take it on that hop, and then he's going to get popped right in front of the Hawk bench. Coverage for the Ankeny Hawks right there. In front of us is Jacob Kruger, the junior, makes the tackle. 2:31. Sioux City East will get the ball back. Jeff Brooks, what do you know down there, Mr. Brooks?
Well, usually I like to go up and down the sidelines, but it's all just been right here between the 30s. I'm noticing that Ankeny's running game, straight ahead, north-south running, is working for them. They're getting 4 or 5 yards a run. They just need to not make the mistake or convert a little bit better on 2nd down.
Quick throw out from Richie's hands to Wave Runick, and that's complete across the 32. Thank you, Jeff, for that report. 2:22 to go here. First quarter, no score early on.
No gain, 2nd and 10.
Looks like a mini bubble screen when they throw it out in the flat there, let the running back do the work.
In motion goes Brady. They give it to him on the toss jet sweep. He'll cut it right back up. Connor Kaiser was there initially. Diego Jackson letting them play here as the clock moves under 2 minutes. Now at 1:50, no huddle.
8-yard gain, 3rd and 2.
Shashow, the handoff.
Might be a little short there.
Diego Jackson.
On the previous play, I thought the defense did a really good job of setting the edge, but found a lane, the kick-out block there to pick up 8 yards.
Shashow goes to take the snap under center on 4th down, and he might get it. He does. He gets across the 45. He somehow squirted out. He came up very Travis Kelce-like, and we have a Hawk down on the field right there. And that is Reed Johnson, and he's holding that right knee, or he's not moving that. Now he's on his back, and he'll get attended to. It'll be a first down for Sioux City East.
It's a pretty big pile to dive in there coming from his safety position. But don't want to have him gone too long.
Black Raiders have come out and had a impressive defensive stand. The offense has had some pretty darn big plays here early on as Johnson is going to be helped to the side and receive a small ovation here from the fans wearing the Ankeny Hawk colors on the west side of Ankeny Stadium.
The Ankeny defense has been on the field quite a bit here this first quarter. Done a pretty good job. Usually give them one first down or two, but they're covering the sideline very well. They're doing it outside of a couple plays. They've done a nice job of tackling the open field because the ball comes out to the sideline quickly, and the receiver cuts back in against the grain and picks up usually 8 to 10 yards at a pop. So see if they can maintain that.
Empty backfield, 3 receivers to the right. That's where the quick throw goes, and it's Sandvig comes up to finish off Preston Dobbs and make the stop there.
Sandvig's doing a great job there with open field tackles, forcing that receiver not to get set to make a cut to go upfield. So has done a very nice job playing his corner position.
No gain on the play. Ritchie with time. Screen. Blown up!
That's where that spike comes in. You know, as I saw in the practice the other day, they're going to key on that running back that gets lost in the center of that offensive line and sneaks out for a screen pass. They're going to spy on him. They're going to change off different players now and then, but created a 3-yard loss there. So that's the position this defense wants to be in, puts you in a 3rd and 12.
Connor Kaiser, the big tackle, and that's how this first quarter is going to end, where the Black Raiders are going to have a little extra time to decide what they're going to do on 3rd down. We'll take a break. 1 quarter in the books, no score from Ankeny Stadium. This is high school football from CISN.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Not all used vehicles are created equal.
DeArmond certified used vehicles have a big advantage.
What sets us apart is that all used vehicles receive a 175-point inspection.
Carfax report, 2 oil changes, collision deductible coverage, and wheel dent and windshield repair.
Also, all DeArmond certified come with 2 warranties. A 1-year 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and a 2-year 100,000-mile powertrain. DeArmond Ford Indianola, DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
Limited scoring in the first quarter because there was none. 0-0 after 12 minutes. Sioux City East and Ankeny from Ankeny Stadium. Paul Yeager, Tim Hauber, and Jeff Brooks with you tonight. And the CISN crew. 3rd and 12 for Sioux City East. They're right in front of our vantage point. They are now going left to right as you watch it on your screen. Ritchie with time, steps up front, pulls it down, runs for the sticks. He's going to get it after avoiding a hit from Sandvig. Hawks were just kind of afraid to go up and make that tackle. Ritchie had him fooled the whole time. First down, move the chains for Sioux City East.
That happened. It looks like they thought the quarterback was going to run out of bounds. They lit up just a little bit. He gave a little shoulder, went up, fell forward another couple of yards. They brought the blitz there, brought 6-man rush. But Ritchie was able to get out of their grasp and pick up a first down.
1st and 10 for Sioux City East. They look left. Ritchie now, the clock ticking. Diego Jackson comes up. Connor Kaiser finishes them off. Actually, that's
Number 5,
that's Will Hendricks,
Diego Jackson,
along with Jackson. Injury update. Reed Johnson was examined on a table at about midfield. He is now returned to the bench where he is seated by himself, and he will get up, and we have not seen him go get a helmet or get back in the game here. Ritchie looks to the left, throws high. It's caught by Preston Dobbs. He's across the 35, close to the first down, and I believe
PJ Westover on the
he gets it.
Preston Dobbs is their second lead receiver, 36 catches on the year. Another 6'4", 190 there. Dobbs and Jacobson are both taller receivers, 6'4", 6'3", respectively. So they can go up and get the ball, and that's exactly what he did there on that last play.
Best drive of the game for Sioux City East. They're now at 81 yards of offense, 53 of them passing. Ritchie rolls out to the right side. Takes a hit, and he is going to be down. Connor Kaiser was there, but it was
Penalty on the play. Man aside number 6, Connor Kaiser, number 45.
Trent Jacobs.
And a flag comes in from the other side of the field. Not sure what he saw. The far judge away from the play.
Five-yard face mask. If I can read lips.
5-yard face mask on the defense. 5 yards.
So that'll wipe out some of that play made by Jacobs. And it'll go up to the 35. It will still be first down.
They take the loss on the play, but it doesn't count, so it's still first down.
Ritchie with it, 1st and 13. Jacobson in motion. He's been quiet. They throw to him, behind him. And Jacobson kind of left alone PJ West over there. Put a token hit. Patton there in the neighborhood.
Covering number 1, PJ West.
I thought the running back moved forward a little quicker before the ball was snapped.
2nd down.
I'm sure coaches remind them of that as well. Now Ritchie's passing to the left side of the formation. He's seeing something they want to attack over there. They're getting a crossing route. Outside receiver coming in up there, in the hash is about 6 yards downfield. So looking, there's giving them some cushion out there, so maybe that's what he's reading.
Lots of motion on this play, whether it's by design or they're not sure where the play's going. Play clock was at 2 for Ritchie. Steps up from the pressure, and he's going to go right to where all these yellow jerseys are at. Finally going to be hog-tied down. Coming up to make that. That was Will Henricks. I'm like, no, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 5. Pocket collapses. It looks like the defensive ends, Tim, are kind of getting pushed completely upfield and overrunning almost every play.
Yeah, if they do, the lineman just kind of shove them out. What you want to do is you want to lower your shoulder, set that edge, and move the lineman back into the pocket. Get that pocket smaller so it collapses around the quarterback.
Big play for the Black Raiders, 3rd and 16 from the 38. Ritchie, here comes the heat. He gets their way, and it's nearly intercepted. Nolan Morrison was there.
That's that screen, but I think what you do is when you let the lineman rush like that, they're quick linemen. They come in there pretty fast. The quarterback can get there. And then if you drag one lineman sitting back there on the line of scrimmage, we may see a defensive tackle or lineman get a pick today.
Morrison and Jacobs. I had thought one of them, if not both of them, had injuries at different times of the last couple of weeks. They're both in the game and look mighty spry, unless they're swapping jerseys down there that I don't know about. Punt is away, and the two return men turn their back on it, and it bounces to an Ankeny advantage into the end zone for a touchdown. 9:16 mark, Jeff Brooks. Jeff, I tell you what, that was the best drive East had. Why did it stall out?
Well, I think that stalling out, some of they're not mixing in much running game, so if they get a sack, it's obviously going to put them way behind, and they're not a team that throws it very deep. So I have picked up on a little something down here on the sidelines that I could pass along at some point, but when the coaches whistle, they're throwing it my way. When they don't, it goes the other way. Just saying.
Cole with time. Quick screen out to Patton right in front of Jeff Brooks at the sticks, and Patton will turn it up. Wave Runick was there, but I don't think he was just the second guy to send him out of bounds.
Right out of bounds to the Black Raiders, number 21, Dane Milton.
That's what speed does. He's behind the sticks there, took it upfield, still picks up 4 yards. But yeah, I agree with Jeff. I think the running game straight up in between the tackles, that straight ahead zone blocking seems to work quite well. So we'll see if they try to go back to that. But not on this play, you have an empty backfield.
3 receivers to the near camera side, including the tight end Kruger. Cole goes to Kruger, dropped. Incomplete. Would have been close to the first down, but still a couple of short. It will again be 3rd down for Ankeny.
Little look in is was there for the taking. That you got to take advantage of those opportunities that you're going to find those soft spots in that zone of Sioux City.
Cole with time, looks up the middle, now throws back across for Williams on the screen. Who has it at the 25? Stiff arms, but he is grabbed by the arm by Wade Runick, short of the 30 and short of the first down. It's going to be about 2.5, and I think the Hawks are going to punt it away.
Ran their own version of the screen pass, but Wavernick got out there, got through his block, and then even a stiff arm wasn't going to stop him. He grabbed some jersey in the arm and pulled him down preventing him from picking up a first down.
His dad was a kicker. Now J.J. Cole lines up to punt for the Hawks. J.J. gets it away, sends the return man back inside, and it's picked up and then quickly wrestled down. For Sioux City East is Kellen Jacobson. Again, another special teams play. Jacob Kruger for Ankeny.
About a 45-yard plus turnaround. They're letting the ball go. And good coverage there by the team. I think that they did rush going, is he going to pass? Is he going to kick? See if it happens again later. Need a big play, because if your punter can throw the ball as well as J.J. Cole, now you have a two-headed weapon.
Black Raiders will have it from the 20. So it would have been just as good of a touchback, but a good flip of the field as the Hawks don't jump. They just move sideways. Play clock at 15, so now Sioux City East will move to check into a different play or keep it the same. Two receivers to the left and right for Ritchie. Snap of the ball with time. Now the clock ticks, and Diego Jackson and Will Henrich say, clock over. Sack made.
Leading the charge for the Hawk defense,
Diego flip sides there. Last year he was over on the left side of the line. Now he's on the right side. They're finding something, getting something on that edge there. That pocket, keeping that pocket collapsing where the quarterback has to run backwards to get out of it and can't run forward.
Ankeny shows pressure on the line. They come up. It's a handoff for a nice draw. It's going to be Wade Runick. He is going to be near the original line of scrimmage, which is the 20. Wavernick there, gain of about 7 here as the clock moves inside and approaches 7.5 minutes.
3rd and 9.
So they're bringing in, they're going to spread that defense out there. Halstead and Patton, playing the two safety positions. Keeping everything in front of them.
Wavernick is behind Ritchie, who goes to the line now to verify a play call. Play clock at 5. Ritchie, 3-step drop. Flushes, runs away. Kaiser gives chase. It's caught on the far sideline. First down, distance for Sioux City East. And that's a new receiver, Lincoln Calling.
5'10" receiver. He's been once in a while their go-to guy, their safety valve guy, but Ritchie just got it out there on the scramble to pick up the first down.
So if the Hawks are not able to get Ritchie in that first play, he is able to evade any type of defensive coverage.
Very nimble quarterback. He's a very good athlete out there, scrambling, buying himself some time.
Before the snap, there is a whistle and a penalty flag, which would mean likely Sioux City East jumped. Mr. Gibson says false start.
On the center.
First and 15. Screen, and it's incomplete.
Donovan Brown straight came in for Diego Jackson there. Fresh legs had the rush on there, causing Ritchie to throw the ball a little bit quicker than he wanted to, releasing it, and it fell short, incomplete. So now you bring up 2nd and 15. You could keep dialing up the pressure because you need a longer running route to pick up yards.
Wavernick next to Ritchie. That time the Hawks, they do jump over, so they'll wipe off the 5 that they just received in the false start will now be on the defensive side.
Ball, encroachment, defense number 82, 5-yard penalty, 7 down.
not the first time the Hawks have been close to jumping. This time they did make enough of a movement to garner a penalty. 2nd and 10. Ritchie rolls out, throws, caught, and stopped. Again, Kruger comes in. Jacobson took a big hit about 6-7 yards, but he wasn't wrapped up.
Well, he had the forward progress up here around the 42, but there was the hit, but he got his feet back under like he was going to make a move. So the tackle should happen back at the 35 because he wasn't tackled. He made a football move. So instead of giving him the forward progress, they're going to have to give him where he was actually stopped. So I think that is a correct call there. But he's the one you're going to have to wrap him up because he's got good balance out there. So just getting a big hit on him, he's not going to go down easy.
3rd and 10. Sioux City East needs to get to the 45. They go away from Wavernick, and he is brought down. That's the guy we talked about a couple of weeks ago, Andrew Haase. Haase, the big sophomore, comes up and will force the punt. Other games here as we get ready for a punt. Cedar Falls leads Centennial 7-0. Johnston a touchdown better than City High 14-7. Pope now 14-0. Valley and Pleasant Valley tied at 3. Prairie 16, Linn-Mar 6. Here 0-0. 5:53 to go. Another punt away. Taken by P.J. Westover, and he will not get any further than about 2 yards. And of course, who makes the tackle but Wavernick? Brady is a great football player and proves it again right there.
Really good open field tackler. He goes out there, and if he gets on you, he's going to make the play. So because that was there, I thought that Westover might, if he could break that, go up there, he would have had a full sideline, wide open sideline. So we'll see if this offense can get on track here. With 5 minutes left in this quarter, neither team has scored.
Hawks have really kind of struggled to have any type of a long sustained drive this game. Williams is going to be grabbed behind on the shirt by Des Grecken.
Brought down.
Maybe a yard or two.
2nd and 8.
Cole with time, throws a dart caught. Maddox Ward makes a move. He has the first down, holds on to the football, takes about 4 Sioux City East players. They'll call forward progress up to the 44-yard line. Gain of 17.
Lined up with the slot receiver. The coverage went there. Followed JMO straight downfield. He took a little hook pattern there in the middle there. Wide open. Great pass delivery by Cole to pick up the first down.
Now Hawks go to their own tempo. Before the snap, I believe we're going to have a timeout taken by Sioux City East. We'll step away as well. 4:44, no score.
Look at people across the state are going.
I'm off to college. Oh, rats.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that oh rats moment for your students. Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
For the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
No score here, which might be drawing a little bit of a raised eyebrow. Might also that Dowling Davenport West game. Maroons finally get a touchdown. They lead Davenport West 7-0 here. 0-0. Jason Williams cuts in, cuts out, cuts back up the middle. Now he's on a sprint towards the end zone. He gets inside the 20, stopped at the 15. Brady Wade-Runick. Wavernick makes the tackle. I will get that right. Wavernick. the tackle.
Gain of 27.
Way better for Ankeny if he's making the tackle 20 yards downfield. But once again, running inside the tackles has been effective tonight.
Hawks go on a pass, caught Evan Erlmeyer, 3, 2, 1, touchdown, Ankeny Hawks, the sophomore comes through.
That's what the running game will do. That throws the linebackers a little bit, causes that inside seam, and great job by Wavernick coming in there, and he's made a living this season. Erlmeyer cutting it inside, getting a touchdown.
The run of Williams sets up the pass to Erlmeyer. And the Hawks line up with Keegan Warner to attempt the extra point here at 4:25. The hold out of Bailey. The kick is up and good. 7-0 Ankeny from Ankeny Stadium.
Warner's kick is good at 4:25 left in the first half. It's the Sioux City East Black Raiders 0. Ankeny Hawks.
When did strength become an ego thing? Strength is about more than you. It's about grit, work ethic, carrying your own weight, and still rising to new challenges, whether or not they happen during regular business hours. Because even for the strongest, there are no guarantees. But for those who wake up with the streetlights to make sure the world keeps moving, Western makes one promise: more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance.
Werner's kick is taken at the 10. And not much further than the 20. Return of 11 yards as the Hawks on special teams make that stop. Let's go down Jeff Brooks on our sideline. Was that a simple drive or just the Hawks? What'd they do there, Jeff?
Well, they made it simple. You establish that run like you guys were talking about, and it's been there. The straight ahead, run is producing open little quick slants for him or even deeper passes later. But I think it's all going to revolve around continuing to establish that run and sticking with it. And that'll help out JJ as well. So see if the defense can stand up here again.
Ritchie with it on first down. He's going to throw. Looks to his left. Pulls it back under. Now he does get rid of it to Dobbs. Caught. Morrison. Then Hazy. As Morrison makes that tackle. Now Jacobs runs on to play.
Right now by P.J. Westover.
Quicker tempo by Sioux City East.
2nd and 2.
There you go. Quickly they go. Wavernick.
First down carry. Brady Wavernick.
Wavernick gets the first down.
That's a pretty safe bet. Seldom they've had the 2nd and short, so that's going to be a very effective play. See if they want to go back to the running game now, if they want to go try to find something on the outside, attack this defense down the middle.
Run to establish the pass. They go quick out. It's caught by Jacobson. He's at the 40, and he's initially hit by Kruger. And coming in to finish is Donnie Brown straight. It'll be 2nd down. Kruger's been making some big tackles on special teams. Playing now in place of Reed Johnson. Back underneath, Wavernick. Gets near the first down. It'll be about a yard short. And Sioux City East much more favorable tonight when they had it at 3rd down. Handoff, Shashow. He escapes out the left side, and he's got the first down. P.J. Westover and J-Mo Patton.
Shashow on the carry.
Good mix of running and passing by Sioux City East to keep that defense guessing. A little bit of your rushing there. Wavernick, when you get a hit on him, he tends to fall forward for another 2 or 3 yards.
Shashow again. Here comes the pass. Throw nearly intercepted. Patton was there in the vicinity of Destiny Adams.
If that ball been a little bit higher, I think that J-Mo would have picked that off. He had a read on it, so finally stopped and give him a 2nd and 10.
Angelo Wernow comes in as well as Austin Bailey on this second down. Here comes the blitz by Wernow. Finish off by Bailey. Donnie Brown straight as well.
Number 17, Angelo Wernow.
That was a tackle by committee there by the Ankeny defense. That quarter, Ritchie had nowhere to go. He turned around, got sacked there. So two things happened. It keeps the clock running, and it brings up a 3rd and 17. Keeping things in front of them. Ankeny's playing about a 4-man or 5-man secondary, like a bubble, keeping everything in front of them. So if they want everything short, now it's the key element is, can you make that open field tackle to keep it to make it a 4th down?
Wernow likes to wrestle and also runs track. He comes again on the blitz. They get it away, and it's going to be stopped short of the first down. The screen on 3rd down. Hawks call timeout at 1:49. One more note on Angelo. He's thinking college or culinary school. That's what he told us before the season.
Well, there's culinary colleges. We take care of that. That was a play there, going back to that. Jacobson lined up here on the right side, dragging across for that screen to a wide receiver cutting across the middle, but a great job. Once again, they have that spy on there. Gmo comes up, gets the first hit on him, not letting him get past that line of scrimmage, creating that big tackle. So what that does is, you've got your timeouts. They call a timeout. You get a punt here. You get the ball back with about 1:40 left here in this quarter with 2 timeouts left, so you could get a good drive going here. Plenty of time for that offense to do some damage before the half.
There's no waiting for tomorrow in the playoffs. Dowling leads Davenport West 14-0 in the second. Cedar Falls still holds a 7-0 lead on Centennial, that game in the Unidome tonight. Johnston now has kicked a field goal to go up 17-7 on City High. Southeast Polk in control of Ames, but it's not out of the woods yet. That's still a ball game. 14-0. Rams with the lead. Prairie starting to put a little distance between Linmar. That game's 23-6. Here it's 7-0 Ankeny. 1:46 clock will move on this land. It almost hits Austin Bailey. Takes a hawk roll. That thing bounced to 30. Went backwards, back to the north, which is not the direction the Black Raiders were trying to do, Jeff Brooks. They were trying to have a good turn there on special teams. All right, Hawks with 1:39, Jeff. What else do you see down there?
Well, plenty of time to run the ball, too. They still have 2 timeouts. They can do whatever they want here on offense. They don't have to be in a hurry. Just have a good drive here and, at least try to get out of here with a field goal, especially with Sioux City getting the ball to start the second.
3 receivers to the left for Cole. With time, 3-step drop. Here comes the heat. They go the screen to Williams. Caught at the 40, 45 midfield. Has a blocker. Picks it up from, if he can get one more, if he can escape Shashow, which he can't. It's going to be right at the down marker, but we do have a penalty flag, and I'm just trying to find it.
Sideline warning on 238. That is the first.
So it's a sideline warning. Jeff Brooks, you got to keep it down over there. You can't be running on that sideline.
Yeah, it's been coach has been over here out there, and I think it was actually one of the players got too far.
Second and a short 1. Cole goes down the middle, trying to get to Moorfeld. Incomplete. Good coverage there by Augustine. Shashow there in the neighborhood. It'll be 3rd down, and a much different 3rd down than the Hawks have had a lot of this first half.
Yeah, we see this sometimes. Sometimes we see Cole come under center. They bring it in and get the first down because you've got a short yard to go. But the clock stopped on the incomplete pass, so we'll see what they opt to do.
1:19 to go here. Williams, he is going to be stopped unless he can escape, and he is going to be short of the first down. And the clock stops. In fact, I think he lost a yard. They moved him all the way back to the 48. So now you can't even run under center and go on a quick. Coming up in 1 minute and 14 seconds will be our halftime show where we will get, at this point, Coach Nelson coming off the field as they are the leading team. And at halftime, our interview will be Drew McAnally, head girls basketball coach. Basketball right around the corner, Tim, as we get into the postseason.
Yeah, we see that. They got tip-offs, and it's just hard to think that we're just starting the playoffs here. It's still October, right?
I think so. For another day or two.
I know it's the fall has gone fast, but the weather is deceiving. You'd think it'd be the end of September, but yes, basketball. Players been practicing. Got tip-off classics coming up, so the seasons are blending. We got the World Series starting tonight.
Tonight? I didn't even ask Jeff for the update. Hawks are going to punt it away with Cole, and he gets a beauty. What's he not been punting for all year? What do we have here? We got some whistles. Penalty.
They're going to talk again, but the offense is coming. Well, they're staying on the field.
Yeah, I see Westover. That looks like defense. Penalty flags at the 28 on the north side.
Might have been holding on the receiving team, which would be half the distance of the goal. Just
trying to figure out where this is going to be before I.
Straight kick, watching the back, 37 on the receiving team. They pick the ball on the 20-yard line, half the distance, first down.
Oh, because it was a touchback. Has to go to 20, now half the distance. So now, Sioux City East has 90 yards to go with 1:06 and 2 timeouts. Oof. You don't suppose they're going to. You don't get an extra minute added to you in the second half. I think East is going to go for something big here. Something safe, though, and that's what they do. They go handoff.
Wavernick on the carry.
To Wavernick.
See if they want to up-tempo try something here. I have seen them on film. I have seen them do like a halfback option.
He's not in a hurry, though, now.
About an 18-second difference in the play clock and game clock.
Ritchie will hand it off. And that is likely going to be the last play of the first half. Sioux City East, 116 yards of offense, 78 passing, 38 rushing. The Hawks, 78 passing, 51 rushing for a total of 129. J.J. Cole, 2 rushes for 7. He's 7 of 14 passing for 78 yards and 1 touchdown throw to Evan Erlmeyer. And as Jeff makes his way to find Coach Rick Nelson, question might be, well, looks like a little jitters early on. How are you settling in? You happy with your defensive play? We'll let Jeff work that out. In fact, he's still, Coach Nelson's still working one of the officials as he exits the field. So Jeff's going to have to get him for one moment. He's wearing that UNI shirt. Coach Nelson will like that. Let's go down to the sideline. Jeff Brooks.
Hey, Coach, very competitive first half. Offensively, it looked like you established the run there, helped you out with that last drive for the touchdown. What are your thoughts offensively?
Yeah, I think we can move the ball on them. We had J.J. overthrew a few things. We missed a couple pass rushers a couple times that flushed him. Our defense, I think, is playing pretty solid. I was nervous because their offense is pretty potent. So I think we'll get things ironed out in the second half. I think we kind of found out what we can do and what we probably shouldn't do. We probably shouldn't run stretch, which we just lost 4 yards on 3rd and 1. So probably shouldn't run that play.
I got you, Coach. We'll go get them fired up in halftime.
Jeff Brooks. Hey, he's honest. I gotta give him that. We'll talk with Mike Winkelplatt coming out of the halftime and see what he has to say about his squad as they make their way to the shed or garage there on the northeast side of the stadium. What'd you think of what he said?
I'm laughing because I imagine that thing's going to be pulled out of the playbook at halftime. We're not going to do that. But he's right. They settled down. I think they know what they can do, and when they started running the ball, they got some inside passes there. Cole's bringing it back down. settling in, because he was 3 of 9 to start the game, so he settled into passing. So I think, and the defense is doing some better tackling. I think they're getting used to the speed, so those are a couple things I've seen that has happened here that they'll address at halftime.
We'll update scores. After halftime, but I want to give you a couple. Centennial has now taken a lead on Cedar Falls 10-7. Dowling leads West 14-0. The winner of this game will play City High or Johnston. Right now, the Dragons lead the Little Hawks 17-7. Southeast Polk, though, has scored another touchdown. The Rams looking good, 21-3, and Prairie 23, Linn-Mar 6. Pleasant Valley leads Valley of West Des Moines 10-3. Here, it's 7-0. Ankeny leads Sioux City East. Drew McAnally, girls basketball coach for the Ankeny Hawks, our guest when we come back here from Ankeny Stadium.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Not all used vehicles are created equal.
DeArmond certified used vehicles have a big advantage.
What sets us apart is that all used vehicles receive a 175-point inspection.
Carfax report, 2 oil changes, collision deductible coverage, and wheel, dent, and windshield repair.
Also, all DeArmond certified come with 2 warranties. A 1-year 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and a 2-year 100,000-mile powertrain. DeArmond Ford Indianola, DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
Do you know what the best part about being a dog is? You can hear disaster before it even happens. You know what they say about disaster. Sometimes it can inspire a symphony. An honest day's work deserves an honest day's treat.
No extra charge.
And that is why we choose Honest Wrenches. No extra charge. And it's how service should be.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and you've probably noticed there's shortages on most everything in the market today. Well, Heat and Glow has helped us out this year, and they are focusing their energy on their gas fireplace inserts. So if you've got a drafty old wood-burning fireplace and you want to get it retrofitted into a beautiful, high-efficient gas fireplace, come see us. We will have product to sell you.
Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert from Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas at Urbandale, just west of Home.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Not all used vehicles are created equal.
DeArmond certified used vehicles have a big advantage.
What sets us apart is that all used vehicles receive a 175-point inspection.
Carfax report, 2 oil changes, collision deductible coverage, and wheel, dent, and windshield repair.
Also, all DeArmond certified come with 2 warranties. A 1-year 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and a 2-year 100,000-mile powertrain. DeArmond Ford Indianola, DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
When you need to conquer the drifts on your property, get the job done your way. The Western Defender Compact Snowplow. All the professional grade features in just the right size for your mid-sized pickup or SUV. Easy to attach and easy to use. Get the performance to plow like this and finish like this. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and it's going to be an interesting patio furniture season this year. We have ordered a ton of merchandise, but due to supply chain issues, it's coming in a truckload at a time all summer long. If you want the best patio furniture, check early and check often. If you want to custom order your furniture, get in here as soon as you can to give your furniture the best chance to arrive this summer. Fireplace Superstore, Iowa's best patio furniture selection, just east of I-35 on Douglas Avenue.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Mornings. They can be hectic.
Let's go.
So can your car, so to get a free pickup, drop-off, or delivery, head over to Honest Wrenches. And their loaner vehicles?
No extra charge.
Find your peace of mind with even more wonderful services.
Every vehicle that comes in gets a full visual inspection and a 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty. No extra charge.
Head on over to Honest Wrenches. No extra charge, and it's how service should be.
Here on the pregame show, we're talking girls basketball. Drew McAnally, the head coach of the Ankeny Hawks, coached last year. I was thinking about it today. I mean, the wins, I think I've sat here in this office and said, these were monumental things. What was last year like for you to get over the hump on some of those teams?
Oh, it was very satisfying. Most of all, just so happy for the girls that have worked so hard, put so much time in. And those former players when we first started this journey, that we had some nights out where we were so close, and so for this last year's group to get it done, it not only felt great for those girls, but for the girls that have stayed so loyal and so close to the program. It was nice for the whole family of Ankeny Hawks girls basketball.
And some that have come back to help you, Coach. You
absolutely.
still have one on the sidelines again this year, right?
Yes. Cody's done an amazing job. We're so fortunate to have her. The girls love her. It's very gratifying as a head coach to have one of your former players come back.
So then they can say, when Coach says this, he means this. I mean, you do sometimes need a translator.
Absolutely.
You also have another former head coach back on your staff again this year. Again, what's that conversation like on the bench when you have somebody who's been there?
Well, when you're not only colleagues, but you're really good friends, it's really nothing out of the ordinary of two coaches. Gary's phenomenal at knowing the difference of being a head coach and an assistant coach, and he does an amazing job, as does, Seth's been with me since day one, and then Cody. We have a great staff in place, and I couldn't be more fortunate as a head coach.
Well, you're going to have your work cut out for you as the season starts.
Yeah.
Cedar Falls is a perennial trip to Wells Fargo Arena. Why schedule the Tigers?
Well, we were short of games. With the new scheduling, we were short of games, and it got to the point where we tried to stay in the Metro, but we just couldn't, so we decided to do a 2-year deal with the eastern side, and it worked with Cedar Falls' schedule. So I guess if you want to accomplish the goals we want to accomplish this year, you need to play. You're going to have to beat good teams. So,
well, that to me, from a state perspective, says you feel really good about this squad too.
I think we have a pretty good squad coming back. As a typical coach, you're always cautiously optimistic because there are so, this is my 20th year, 7th as a head coach here, and then I was 5 years a head boys coach. But so there's a lot of variables to a season, right? Obviously, you got to stay healthy, sickness, whatnot, and a lot depends on what goes on with other teams as well. So there's a lot of variables to a season, but yes, we're really looking forward to get going, and we feel really good about this group.
Last year, we opened talking about last year. What was the mindset then to get to November from last February, March?
I mean, we our goal is Wells Fargo Arena, that's where we want to be. That's one of the we've accomplished a lot of things, especially the last 2 years. Some getting things done that hadn't been done in the past, but that's the one that has slipped away from us. And we were one possession away last year. Don't want to talk about that anymore, but it is what it is. And but yeah, that's been our mindset. What can we do to take that next step? And we had a phenomenal summer together, and we've been girls have really bought in, doing a great job at open gyms and fall league this year, and their drive has been phenomenal. So they're very eager to get going. November 7th, we open practice.
There's always a couple of glue pieces that dissolve, and you have to find new glue. Who are you looking at this year for glue?
We really looking forward to Zoe Shadravan as their senior year. She's worked really hard, stepping in, filling a role. Kendra Lewis came off the bench for us last year. Obviously we have Jenna back, 4-year starter, Carson, 3-year starter. Savannah had a phenomenal freshman year. So those pieces are in place, and then Jasmine, her play the last 10 or 12 games is what really propelled us. So those girls, we have a new freshman, Jayla Williams, that transferred in. May know her brother. He's a running back on the football team. She's a really nice player. So we got some fun pieces to work with.
To show you what the Williams family is like in football, they talked about, I have a sister. Jason talked about, I have a sister who plays basketball. He was proud of her.
Yeah.
So that's, again, like with Jason, it took a little bit of time, but that's as a senior. When you have that freshman year, you don't even have her in the building yet.
Yeah.
She's across the street. How do you identify roles for her, and how does she see, and you help her find those?
Just by watching some camp stuff this summer and then some open gyms and fall league, I feel like the older girls have done a great job of accepting her. Her play speaks for itself. So as far as finding the role and everybody accepting the role, I think this team's bought in already, even before the first day of practice. And I think they've all done a really good job of accepting each other.
I think we'll go back. You finally have some size in the middle, and that's been something that you go up against teams. But Class 5A basketball hasn't always been about size.
No.
It's been about good shooters. So when you have some size, you have to kind of take advantage of it.
Yeah, and like I said, the last 10 to 12 games last year, Jasmine Mosier really came on, and Zoe's worked really hard this offseason. Zoe's not a back-to-the-basket player, but she can use her length and athleticism in different ways. So, yeah, we have that. And then, Jayla's about 5'9", 5'10", very athletic. And our guards, Savannah's grown a little bit, and Jenna's long. So we have some length, too, outside of just size, where we can do some different things and maybe mix up some looks and do some different stuff.
Jenna's also been known to pull an occasional three.
Yeah. It's funny because as a coach, during the course of a game, you're caught up in the emotion and you got a million thoughts running through your mind. And as I've went back and watched, our more film this spring and summer and into the fall of last year, it's not like I had forgotten, but you don't always realize she hit some unbelievably big shots last year. And the cool part was, even in games maybe she wasn't having her best game, when we needed a big bucket, she got a big bucket.
And her sister was a lot of the same way, but it seems like Jenna has taken the family name to a different level.
She's had a phenomenal career, and I told her the other day, I said, we have a lot to look forward to, but it's going to be sad that last time you walk off the court because you've been with me for 4 years. So she's been a very special player, and the best part about her is she's even a better person. And
you have to take them one game at a time. You can't make them graduate already.
No.
Yeah, don't make them older than they are. It ages you then.
Yeah, I know.
Is everybody in 5A just measuring to Johnston here for the next 3 to 4 years?
I think there's going to be 4 to 6 teams that can play in that upper echelon of the league, and it's going to be a hot contested league this year. I kind of compared it to like SEC football, where we're all probably going to beat up on each other a little bit. And I've even had the conversation with some coaches that you're going to see some teams maybe with 11, 12, 13, 14 wins at the state tournament versus that 15 to 20 win regular season at the state tournament, because we're all we're all playing each other every night.
Well, and I'm guessing you're not the only team that's going to Eastern Iowa to play.
No.
So we're going to have a good sense by the time we get to March at Wells
absolutely.
Fargo how everybody
Yeah.
is. Maybe different than other sports
Yeah.
right now. So.
Absolutely.
All right, that's Drew McAnally. We'll have some games here this year on CISN. Always good to talk. Thank you for the time. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Thank you.
Halftime show. We'll get him someday as a game analyst in football if we can keep him
I
in
do-
check.
I
with the
do love my
emotions.
football.
I know, but you like to watch it remotely. We won't
Yeah.
tell you where he watches the games from. The halftime show continues here from Ankeny Stadium, right here on CISN.
Ankeny leads Sioux City 7-0 here at halftime. Our Jeff Brooks is patrolling the sideline. As we were in that interview with Coach McAnally, he caught up with Mike Winkelpleck of Sioux City East. And Jeff, what did Coach have to say? Oh, you know why? He can't hear me because I ran out of battery up there, Tim. I knew. I was looking at that earlier. It gets colder in the fall nights.
Yes.
And you miss things. What'd you see there at halftime that you wanted to bring up here at the break?
I saw that Ankeny offense and defense settled down a little bit there in the second quarter. Got a good drive in there. Still, I think Cole got settled down. The running game worked very well in between the tackles. So we'll see that Cole was 3 out of 9, but ended up 14 out of 20 for 78 yards and a touchdown. Rushing only 17 rushes for 38 yards. I go back. That is the Sioux City East. They've done quite well. Ankeny only has 51 yards on the ground rushing, 7 of 14 for Cole. Richie's 14 out of 20 for 78 yards. The rushes got on him in the second half, so see if these players can settle down, just play football and not think about the score in the next level to getting into the second round.
All right, Jeff Brooks, you had a chance to talk with head coach Mike Winkelpleck of Sioux City East. What did he tell you?
Yeah, so he's very proud of his kids. They're right in the game. He kept emphasizing, we're a player or two away. We're just a player or two away, or a block here or there, So he was very proud of them. He was very confident in their offensive possession coming out. Even gave me a little nugget, maybe look for a little 2-point conversion or something like that he was talking about after they score. We'll see. Defensively, he said he's proud of the kids too. They're holding Ankeny in check. If they can sustain that throughout the second half, they're right there in the game, and they're like anyone else in the state of Iowa, right? There's no easy games right now for anybody. So it's they're going to go for it is basically what he said.
All right, right now Ankeny leads 7-0. They'll kick the ball off from right to left. Thank you, Jeff Brooks. Centennial leads Cedar Falls 10-7 at half. Dowling has put a couple more touchdowns since we last gave that update. Maroons 28, West 0. It's number 2, Southeast Polk leads Ames 21-3. Then a game winner of this game, Johnston leads City High 24-7. See if the Dragons can hold over to the west of us about 11 miles. Here, Werner kicks it off as we start half number 2 on a high end-over-end kick taken at the 10-yard line and up to the 25-30 and getting across to the 31-yard line. Return of about 17 yards is Tope, and that is where Sioux City East will start here, Tim. All right, you heard a little bit from Jeff. You've kind of looked at some stats. What do you see as keys for East here in the second half?
Up tempo of the game, you have nothing to lose. You're the underdog here. You're within 7 points. Any big play, this game is tied, so they're hanging around quite a bit. How you come out here in the second half will dictate a lot, offense or defense.
Coach loves his team. He says we're talented. We love to get the guys with the ball in space. Super proud of these gentlemen. They're on a business trip, and they are trying to end it with a W, but they're down 7. Wavernick gets the first call, run play, and he'll get 5 yards. Wavernick, nice run.
Morrison on the attack there, just went up there, stepped up and met him, gain of 5 yards there. But he's getting a full head of steam. Wavernick is, running the ball, so he's a tough one to bring down. They may need to get him, caught at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 5. They go back to Brady. Underneath, he's going to be hit and then lassoed past the first down line. And he'll make the play. Will Henricks there, as well as Connor Kaiser. Need to say hello to some of Connor's family that's watching tonight. Uncle Jody wanted to know if the game was streamed, and we were able to hook him up. And I know his grandma and grandpa have been watching some of the games remotely this season. Also, the Booth family that's been watching remotely for the Hawks this season. Wavernick again. So, Tim, don't throw the ball, run the ball. That's Sioux City East strength. That's what I've told you all night.
Yeah, I've seen them come out. They have a tight end in their formation. They don't normally run a tight end on their offensive line looking to block there, but they've found something to run against this this new defense that Ankeny has run. So I would stay with it until they prove they can't stop the running game.
Hazy Booth and Diego Jackson on the front. They try to slant in, and it just Wavernick runs right by them all. Patton makes the tackle, but not before. Sioux City East gets another first down.
They're not even seeing a third down here. They're picking up, 8 and 9 yards at an attempt here. So double tight end.
1st and 10 from the 42. Ritchie gives it to Shasha, who cuts it up underneath, and then he is just ridden like a horse by Jacobs.
Good tackle there. Finally, they got him stopped there on a first down. So see, does this force them to start that passing game? They go back like the run's been so successful. They try to run, pick up maybe 4 or 5 yards, make it a 3rd and manageable.
No gain on the play. Shasha behind Ritchie. 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Shasha gets to the line of scrimmage, and then he's popped for a couple of yards. P.J. Westover comes up. Kruger comes up to finish that tackle. We do have a penalty flag down. So Kruger has been in that game. That's the Kruger named Jacob. And that is to replace Reed Johnson, who went out earlier in the game.
Holding, number 59. 10 yards and 45.
The holding play, especially on a 2nd or 3rd down, always makes it a lot longer because you lose it down practically. So now you got a 2nd and long. That helps the defense out quite a bit. These runners are finding running lanes there. They're running the outside and they're making big cuts. So now we're getting into the passing down. See if they'll press or if they'll play more of a soft secondary coverage.
2nd and 22. The penalty takes them all the way back to the 46. Ritchie has that ball hanging out, and then coming up for the sack is Austin Bailey, the senior 5'9", 160-pounder, after a gain of maybe a yard.
I thought Bailey was going to get an arm swipe in there. The quarterback wasn't looking. You go in there and swipe down on that passing arm, trying to cause a fumble, but caused a sack. So 3rd and 22. Is the player and see how the defense plays it.
Henricks and Kaiser in the up formation. There's nobody in front of that line. Screen run. Henricks is there, and Wavernick makes the catch, but he is going to be well short of the first down. Kruger, Westover, Patton, all there. And Sioux City East, which started the drive very, very promising, will now send the quarterback to the sidelines and bring back in the punter again, Jacob Borrell.
They've done a nice job there. They know on that 3rd and long, they've typically run that middle screen where they dump it over the middle. Defense does a great job picking that up and creating no gain.
High snap taken back. Now it's a high short kick. It's going to bounce and take a Black Raider bounce inside the 20 to about the 15 yards. And that is where the Ankeny Hawks will start their first offensive possession of the second half. Sioux City East, 147 yards of offense so far. Ankeny 129. Pretty split, 78-51. I know one play we won't see, stretch, as Coach Nelson said before half. Yes, but you've said, Tim, there's been room in the middle.
There has been. I think, if you settle down his passing there, that slot receiver done a quick little look in, right on there, on the hash marks. That's been open in that against that secondary between the linebackers and safety.
Williams next to Cole, and Jason gets the call. Hops over one of his linemen, and then he is stood straight up and shoved back. Wells and Pittenger.
Very well for number 4, Jason Williams. Leading the charge for Black Raider number 75.
Jason, his old team of Cedar Rapids Kennedy, locked in a no-score game with Waukee Northwest. To steal a joke from Twitter, there's an Iowa football comment to be made, but we'll just leave it at that. 2nd and 9. Thank you, Jeff, for the joke. Cole throws to Erlmeyer on their own version of the screen. Tries to get back, tried to get behind, and Kingston. And the ball came out, but the officials say he was down, Erlmeyer, who gets up to about the 20. So it'll be 3rd and about 5. And we have a down player, and that's Big Joe Kingston. I think he kind of got rolled up on from behind on that play.
I saw him in the first half giving a little bit. I think he's got a little bit of leg injury. He's fighting through there. He's a big tackle to run behind. He would be a loss. But we've seen, the junior come in, or the sophomore come in and spell him, so he's done a nice job. So now we've got this third and 5 coming up to see how they want to manage it.
Did you see Big Joe at practice last night?
I did not see him practice.
He's big dude.
Yeah, well, I think I would have noticed him. Yeah, I think when the sun blocked out, he might have been behind me.
Yeah, Kingston wants to teach after he graduates there. He is, the thing about him, I've been waiting all year to say this line, he's a Raising Cane's enthusiast. The restaurant that's just about a block here from the stadium. And I've been in there a couple of times, and there's plenty of football players from both sides of town that eat there. I'm sure they do their best as Kingston gets up on his own power, and he'll hobble to the sideline, see how long he is out. Coach Nelson joins the athletic trainer.
He's out there. Whereas, you see all these linemen wearing these double knee braces there, but I think, just maybe rest him, see what he's doing, not take any chances on him. But they've got, this 3rd and 5, what they do here if they want to run that quick look in, they got a 5-man formation receiver.
Empty backfield for the Hawks. Quick look left, now right. Erlmeyer, penalty flag comes in. Erlmeyer has the first down up to the 30. I'm not sure this play is going to stand. Right in the area of Holding.
Holding, number 73 on the offense.
Now it brings up a 3rd and 15. Can they get the... Usually they'll bring the rush. They've been pretty effective at bringing the linebacker rush there. They're going to want to make, Cole feel uncomfortable out there. We want to see if there might be a semi-rollout. If you go with the empty backfield, when you only have those 5 blocking backs with no running back in there, they'll bring a linebacker to pressure.
Do you think East is not pressuring as much, Cole, now as they did in the first couple of drives, or is the offensive line done a better job of picking up the blitz?
I think they're picking up the blitz a little bit better here, but without a running back there to block, it causes missed assignments.
Cole changes the play. He goes across the middle to Patton, who has it, and J-Mo is running at the 30, 40. He's approaching the 45-yard line where he is tackled. Way out of bounds by Shashau. And now Shashau's got to get away from that bench, and he gets an escort from Stripes. But the official had to look and see how far out of bounds he landed. Now, momentum is one thing that takes you out. It happened right here in front of us, Tim.
Yep. He still had his hands on the player, and I think when he landed, he's almost by the yellow stripe, so that was a fairly easy call. That the players have to be aware on the sideline not to over-engage, as well. You don't have an offside play, but that was one. You had 2 things happened there. One, athletic ability. Cole had time in the pocket, found J-Mo. He went up there, and a lot of that was 30-yard run on his account, plus the penalty. Now you're up at the 37-yard line, so back-to-back big plays there. Now they're on the short end of the field.
And I think Patton and Cole were the only 2 that knew where that play was going. They looked right at each other and called something. Pick up a 39 on the play. First down and 10 for the Hawks. Jason Williams right up the middle, gets through the line, and then he is tripped up. Des Grecken.
I think it was by his own lineman. I think he just tried to skip over that lineman that was down, caught him by the ankles, but he's falling forward there with his momentum. So once again, inside, over the guard, he's finding that opening there. So that middle running has been effective, keeping that defense honest. That's going to make those linebackers stay up there, and that's where that lane is open behind them in that quick passing game.
Twin receivers to the right. Cole's going to throw that way. He's got Erlmeyer on a slant. Evan makes a move. He's inside the 15, down to the 10-yard line. That slant route is tough to defend on any team at any level. Throwing a little bit of speed, and the Hawks are going to go tempo.
Erlmeyer reminds me of some of the slot receivers that, like Edelman, for the Patriots, gets up there, cuts inside, makes a living on the inside between the hashes. He's extremely effective. He's small and quick there, and great hands.
1st and 10 inside the 10. Goal to go. Williams, the call off right tackle, coming in behind. Wavernick. Of course it is. I asked Coach Winklepleck, I go, what is it about this kid? I mean, he's everywhere. He says, man, I just love coaching him. He's incredible effort. There's no play he can't make. He just all around loves football. He says no one runs away from him. He gets anybody, and I would say that is held up tonight. Williams again. Now Cole's going to keep it, and first guy there is Nick Wells, who's kind of been, I think JJ's going to see 55 all night. And Hogenkamp there as well.
So 3rd and goal on the 5. I've seen them doing some red zone offensive plays last night to see if they're going to do anything, trick play here. See if they got something in store.
Signal comes in. They send Patton to the left side of the formation. Now they send him in motion. 10 on the play clock. Cole, first there. Clock ticks. It's sacked. Getting by the running back on the chip block. Durio gets to J.J. Cole and takes him all the way back to the 14. It's going to have to be a field goal attempt after having 1st and goal from the 10.
Yeah, the outside linebacker blitz there by Durio getting in there, got on the blind side of Cole. Luckily, Cole didn't fumble the ball, but I think he got by the tight end there.
Yeah,
came all the way off the edge. And now we've got a 20-yard field goal.
31-yard attempt for Werner from the straight-up middle out of the hole to Bailey. This high snap put down. Werner's kick is up, and it is good. 10-0. Ankeny with the lead. 3:58 here in the playoffs.
Third quarter, it's the Sioux City Black Raiders 0. Ankeny Hawks 10.
All love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and you've probably noticed there's shortages on most everything in the market today. Well, Heat and Glow has helped us out this year, and they are focusing their energy on their gas fireplace inserts. So if you've got a drafty old wood-burning fireplace and you want to get it retrofitted into a beautiful, high-efficient gas fireplace, come see us. We will have product to sell you.
Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert from Fireplace Superstore. 109th and Douglas in Urbandale, just west of Homemaker.
Kick taken by Sioux City East at the 15. Great return so far. And then the play just blows up on Dalen Tope. He gets upside the 30-yard line. Great starting field position for Sioux City East. Let's go down to the sideline. Our man, Jeff Brooks. What do you know, Jeff?
Hey, yeah, I switched sides on you. Don't know if you noticed that. But Kingston, I saw him hobbling in there on that extra point. Good news for Ankeny, so we'll see what he can do in offense. Big field goal for Ankeny there. Going up 2 scores, in a low-scoring game, that's huge. A little pressure here on Sioux City. Let's see how they respond.
Jeff, just to your right, about 10 feet away, I do see Reed Johnson now in crutches without shoulder pads. Wavernick, boy, he delivers a pop. Patton had to just kind of get taken aback for just a minute. Great run by Brady. Got to wrap one thing up on that previous drive. J.J. Cole was 3 of 3 for 68 yards passing on that drive, Tim.
Yeah, that's what's expected. Then your playmakers make big plays here on the in big games.
Back underneath they go on a run play. Wavernick and Hazy makes the tackle. Waukee Northwest has put a field goal on the board against Kennedy. But City High has also scored and made it 24-14. Wavernick, again, up the gut and just stood straight up at the line of scrimmage. And I think the right foot went forward. They're going to move the chains.
Yep, he's got his right foot out there, so they're going to make the mark.
Wavernick first down.
The far side judge is a little bit farther upfield, so they're going to give them the first down. Interesting defense. They lined up with a no down lineman a yard off the line of scrimmage, trying to create blocking confusion.
They do that same defensive formation, and Wavernick runs right through it, and Patton has to make the stop 9 yards, and then Wavernick goes across midfield and gets a first down, 10 yards, At a crack, Sioux City East has run the ball very well here in the second half.
I would run until they showed they could stop him. The only time they stopped him before is when they had penalties. But he's getting a lot. With the defense goes up and they're trying to hit gaps. What happens with the linemen are just getting enough of a block that Wavernick is just picking his hole and then accelerating and picking up 8, 9 yards, 10 yards at a crack.
1st and 10 from the 49 of Ankeny. High pass thrown and catch made by Preston Dobbs. I think Ankeny's defense here, Tim, is to say anybody but Jacobson to beat us tonight.
5-yard gain.
Right, Jacobson has only a few catches here tonight, but he's not been open as much. But I'll see if they go back to the run game here.
And they do. Wavernick, he gets the grab. Kaiser and Hazy combined after a little game.
Yeah, nice job by Kaiser to get in there to keep it down, make it down to a 3rd yard. 3rd and 4. They've shown a propensity to still run the ball. Shassau comes in at the tailback position. This is where you could jump a quick route.
Propensity, nice one. 3rd down and 4. Ritchie rolls out, screens thrown, nearly intercepted. It would have been the second of the night for Westover. It was in his right hand, and it fell to the turf. It'll be 4th down, and Ritchie's staying out there. I don't think East is.
4th and 4.
They're sensing the clock is starting to not be in their favor. 10-0 with 1:37 to go.
Look for that screen. J-Mo comes back in. They like to run that, let the defense come in, run that little middle screen. See if they go back to it again.
It's Ritchie on a play action. Hazy's held. This is going to be, even if he catches it.
Incomplete pass, penalty on the play.
Incomplete. Hawks are going to likely decline the penalty.
You're right. It's a holding call against Sioux City East.
Declined by Ankeny.
Hazy had his right arm just kind of thrown up into the air, and it was right in front of the white hat there on the right side of that offensive line.
Good rush by the Ankeny defense, because one thing they knew he was rolling out. They covered the fake. The quarterback rolled out to his right, but then he had pressure there that he had to get rid of it on the sideline. So good defensive stand. Taking it down here, getting the ball back. Interesting play to go for a 4th down in the 3rd quarter, which, like I said, they're 2 scores down, so trying to create some momentum here in the 3rd quarter.
Ankeny has won the 3 previous matchups between these two teams. The last was in 2019. And Coach Winkelplex said, hey, we played both J-Mo and Cole in their previous teams. We're not afraid of these guys. And Cole is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Great play. Nick Wells with the sack.
Nick Wells is their big defensive standout there on that right end coming in on your right side there. Interesting that they're running to play. Now he lost 4 yards there, so takes out the running game. You think they'd run on the 1st down there. They're seeing something, trying to hit something too big, too quick.
Hawks break the huddle. They approach the 40-yard line. 2nd and 13, 57 seconds. Clock moving here. 3rd quarter. Empty backfield. Cole with time throws. Caught by Erlmeyer on the slant. He's at about the original line of scrimmage, up to about the 45 before he's quickly brought down.
Erlmeyer's our second man in. Peyton's on the inside, or Patton's on the inside, so he clears it out. He comes in behind him. Typically has been open, but still it's another completion. Clock keeps running. 25 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. See if they want to try to maybe take a go route to Patton here. Might be open.
3rd and long. Cole across the middle behind Patton. It would have been a 1st down. Thrown a little bit behind the future Cyclone teammates. And J-Mo knows that was a big opportunity that went right through the fingertips.
Yeah, it's just a little behind it, but he's mad at himself because that was a catchable ball there. But a little bit of pressure there on Cole, so he had to release it, get it there. So missed opportunity by the Ankeny offense.
The big-footed kicker, J.J. Cole. High kick. It's going to bounce right in front of Wavernick, and that's going to roll to the inside the 10 and going to be down. And, of course, who makes the special teams play but Kruger?
Like that's in his family genes or something, the kicking ability.
JJ's dad, Jamie, kicked at Iowa State, known as one of the best kicking coaches in the country. If you want to kick at the next level or kick really good at this level, you go to him. I've heard many, many stories I could tell about Jamie Cole and getting phone calls from a team that says, hey, we need a kicker. And some guy who is maybe going to play baseball at a junior college, he's on the plane in a few hours out to his new Division I college. A couple weeks later, he's at kicking at Ohio State on the road for Oregon State. Handoff to Wavernick gets the grab with 1 second and gets almost 9 yards to end the third quarter. 10-0 Ankeny. The fourth when we come back.
At the end of the third quarter, Sioux City East, Black Raiders 0, Ankeny Hawks 10.
Are you serious?
Used vehicles are created equal.
DeArmond certified used vehicles have a big advantage.
What sets us apart is that all used vehicles receive a 175-point inspection.
Carfax report, 2 oil changes, collision deductible coverage, and wheel dent and windshield repair.
Also, all DeArmond certified come with 2 warranties. A 1-year 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and a 2-year 100,000-mile powertrain. DeArmond Ford Indianola, DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
Mornings. They can be hectic.
Let's go.
So can your car. So to get a free pickup, drop-off, or delivery, head over to Honest Wrenches. And their loaner vehicles?
No extra charge.
Find your peace of mind with even more wonderful services.
Every vehicle that comes in gets a full visual inspection and a 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty. No extra charge.
Head on over to Honest Wrenches. No extra charge, and it's how service should be.
We go to the fourth quarter. Game on the line to move on in Class 5A high school football here. Tonight from Ankeny Stadium, it's the Ankeny Hawks. They're 8-1. Sioux City East 7-2. The Black Raiders have the ball. They're on their side of the field. It's 2nd and short. And it looks like it's going to be...
I don't think...
Boy, they didn't move the chains, so no gain.
No gain there. He's running from deep in the backfield. So now you got a 3rd and 1. Don't want to get a holding penalty here. Move the ball back. So see what the defense. Once again, they line up off the line of scrimmage in a standing position.
Richie toss sweep. Wavernick. He has the first down and he gets across the 20. Westover comes up, as well as Carson Booth.
I think they're seeing that the middle is going to be plugged, so a little toss play there, picking up enough yards to get the first down. So big drive here for Sioux City East. They need to have something going on here in the fourth quarter. You're down by 2 scores. You got to get some kind of score here to get back in the game.
Rao also in on that tackle. They go on a nice handoff again. East just running the ball at will. And that was one of the questions about this defense all season long, Tim, is good teams that run the football have had a lot of success against this new defensive approach.
You have to figure out the zone blocking scheme of where the guys are going to be. Difficult team to pass against.
Quick throw out to the far sideline. Ben Sandvig comes up blows up his block, and
a great stop for the defense, Ben Sandvig.
Kellen Jacobson. Nowhere to go.
Yeah, he just blew past the blocking attempt by Dobbs there. Went back. Dobbs did a good job not just shoving him in the back. So getting in there, get him in the backfield. So no gain. So now this makes it more manageable with a 3rd and 5 for the defense.
Before the snap, there's a timeout on the field. We'll step away quickly. 10-0 Ankeny leads.
Used vehicles are created equal.
DeArmond certified used vehicles have a big advantage.
What sets us apart is that all used vehicles receive a 175-point inspection.
Carfax report, 2 oil changes, collision deductible coverage, and wheel dent and windshield repair.
Also, all DeArmond certified come with 2 warranties. A 1-year 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and a 2-year 100,000-mile powertrain. DeArmond Ford Indianola, DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
Mornings. They can be hectic.
Let's go.
So can your car. So to get a free pickup, drop-off, or delivery, head over to Honest Wrenches. and their loaner vehicles?
No extra charge.
Find your peace of mind with even more wonderful services.
Every vehicle that comes in gets a full visual inspection and a 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty. No extra charge.
Head on over to Honest Wrenches. No extra charge, and it's how service should be.
Sioux City East has come to Central Iowa and played Central Iowa teams for losses, except for Des Moines East. Lost against Centennial, where they led 14-0 to start. Then they lost the next week against Waukee Northwest. But tonight, they are still down. But as Coach Winkelplex said, 4th and short on that 3rd down. They're going for it again here. Handoff. Wavernick, he's got it.
His money. You know, if you had the 4th and 1 there, I'd go with it.
And a down Ankeny player.
Was there a cramp there that Westover's helping out with?
Who himself, PJ, was getting worked on at one of the last inner breaks. Let's bring in Jeff Brooks. I know he is here. We just haven't. We've had a couple of flips of the field. Jeff, let's see. You were on the near side. Yes, you are. Still, what do you see?
Well, you know, this is a critical drive here. I think for Sioux City East, you know, it's well, obviously they're going for it on 4th down in their own territory, but I think if they can go down, at least get a field goal in this drive, they're in the game. But I think it is about that time that they got to put something up, or then it becomes desperation. But see what if Ankeny's defense can step up here and stop them.
1st and 10 from the 33. Will Bailey was the hawk he intended to. They go Shashau on the delayed handoff, and he'll get a couple of good yards right there before Jacobs and Jamo come up.
At the bottom of the pile for the Hawks in the 600.
We heard that Pat was going to play a little bit more on defense, and he has been out there for a lot of snaps tonight. 3-man front for Ankeny. Out of the screen, it's caught by Jacobson. Kruger stands him up. Henricks finishes him off. You know, and oh boy, and another hawk down. This time it is the sophomore, Andrew Hazy.
Yeah, he came there, got kind of tangled up there on the block going for the quarterback, but good containment on this side. That's where keeping in. He had an open lane to run, got open field tackles because they're successful on 3rd and 7. If they gain some yards here, and I think if they get within 2 yards, do you think they're at 4-down territory the rest of the game?
Oh, well, if they've already gone for it twice in places you wouldn't normally.
In the 3rd quarter.
In the 3rd quarter. So absolutely. Speaking of the 3rd quarter, Pleasant Valley is clinging to a 1-point lead against Valley, 10-9. Cedar Falls leads Centennial 14-10. City High has made this a field goal game. Johnston with a 3-point lead, 24-21. Polk is in control, hosting Ames 35-3. That's the other game tonight on CISN. Waukee Northwest found the scoreboard. They've scored 9 points to Cedar Rapids Kennedy 0. That's a look at your out-of-town scoreboard. Here it's 10-0. Ankeny in front of Sioux City East. Wavernick. What a burst of energy. That dude just flies, and Ankeny not wrapping up. They're just trying to hit with shoulders. Penalty flag back, though, at the 35.
They're making a defensive change. I wonder if the Ankeny defense may have had 12 men on the field. But the penalty is in the backfield, but they may not. I think Diego may not have gotten off the field, which caused 12 men, but they probably pick it up.
There is no flag. There were only 11 players on defense.
No flag, picking it up. 1st down again. You know, Wavernick, he's having a great night rushing the ball. Came in the game with 322 rushing yards, 9 touchdowns on the season.
Tonight he's 23 carries for 119 yards, and he's going to get some more right there. He is just making Ankeny look silly on defense.
Wavernick once again.
He is running through tackle after tackle.
Yes, and he's picking up, 5 yards a carry, so he's doing a great job. And I think they want him to key on it. If they want to key on him and stop him, they'd be welcome to go back to that passing game again.
Wavernick again on the counter. has the first down. Hawks not wrapping up. Finally, Kaiser, Jackson, and Jacobs there, but not before another big gain for East.
They're going up tempo, keeping the defense on the field.
And you can run the ball, you can throw it, but why go Shashau? He one leg grabbed by Morrison, and then he finally gets a little bit of help from Will Henricks.
Shashau not quite the cut and diving forward, running back that Wavernick is. But now with the crates now you got a 2nd and 12. Can this defense keep him back here and keep it from a short gain or no gain?
2nd and 12, 7:52 left to go in the game. Richie looks to throw downfield, tipped and incomplete.
Another one through the hands of the defense, a possible interception.
Ben Sandvig is getting consoled from PJ Westover. But look who the Black Raiders are throwing to. Jacobson.
Yep.
He's been quiet. You know he's due.
Yep, he is due. They're looking the deep right there. What that brings up, though, now is a 3rd and 12. Keep the ball in front of them. See if they want to go back to the screen. Look for Jacobson's here in the slot position on the left side.
Wavernick's had 9 carries for 55 yards. Richie with time throws down the near sideline to Jacobson. Tries to make a circus catch. Incomplete. That would have been a huge pickup. And we have another penalty. And
I don't know if it was a hit or a hold.
I don't even see the flag. It is a preliminary indication against Sioux City East. Hold. Rick Nelson looks at Nick Nelson, says, son, what do you think we ought to do?
Moving back, I definitely take the yards. They're getting field position here. Now, watching the kicker at halftime coming out to warm up, his range is about the 25-yard line is his max. So they have to get to the 18 or 17 if they're going to attempt a field goal. So that's where his outer range.
Welcome back. Offense number 60. 10-yard penalty from Florida.
Blocking the back. Okay, I couldn't see that he had his. Thought he was holding his hand. The palm was out to us. So yes, take the yards, and it'll still be 3rd down.
And this defense, they run usually a 5-man defensive back. It looks like it's a 6-5 defense out there. The linebackers are up with the linemen. There's a 10-yard, 15-yard cushion with the secondary, so they're keeping everything in front. So that's why Jacobson, it's not a normal 2-deep secondary. He's having a hard time finding lanes out there, so that's why the short game. They're willing to let them pass underneath. A quick little dig out. They seem to have figured out the screen pass play because Coach had mentioned that during the week, how they had success with that screen pass play against Centennial. They pretty much kept it under wraps.
Well, and that's the play Centennial either figured out or Sioux City East wasn't running in the second half as the ball goes all the way back to the 44-yard line of Sioux City East, makes it 3rd and 28. Richie with time. Now he's chased out of the pocket, throws downfield, incomplete. Coming there was Hazy.
Incomplete.
Good job by both ends coming in. One coming in pressure from behind, but the end in there making Richie run parallel with the line of scrimmage, not getting upfield because when you're running that way, it's hard to get something on the pass play. But is there more laundry?
There is, and it is sitting at the 48-yard line on the Ankeny side of the field. And it looks like it's going to be on Sioux City East because the punt team's coming out.
So big stop on downs because that drive there took a good 3-4 minutes off the clock for Sioux City. Now they're having to punt the ball, so now the clock sliding in the favor of Ankeny Hawks. If they can do something with the ball here when they want to get if they receive the punt well, can they do something?
Baral to kick at his own 30. Westover and Patton back at their own 20. Short kick, he falls down on the kick, no flag, it bounces inside the 30 and will take a Sioux City East roll down to about the 20-yard line, so it gets the job done. And now the punter is actually asking the official what happened there. He goes, I thought I was hit. he'll get an explanation, and it'll be Hawk football. So, all right, Jeff Brooks. So that was kind of that drive took a little bit of while with not much happened.
Yeah, there was a whole lot of nothing there.
That's what I was like. What am I going to say to you, Jeff? There's a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, but it was like the Iowa Hawkeye defense: bend a little bit, don't break, let them down here a little bit, run some clock. Now they got to burn some offensive clock.
Let's see how aggressive the Hawks get. They go Williams off left side. He cuts it back in on tackle, gets through a seam for a moment, and he's up across the 25.
James Williams turning for the Hawks.
Wavernick, the tackle.
Huge advantage there when you had 6 yards on the first play with running the ball. Now you open up your playbook a lot more. You can stay in the field. You can go to the run game. I'd be surprised if he wants to pull it to pass unless he wants to do something, a quick out. But maybe go back to that running game. Let the linemen start doing their job and create some tempo and working the clock.
Well, Sioux City East did you some favors and took some clock. Cole's going to throw it. He's got a slant open, but it's again thrown behind the receiver. Erlmeyer incomplete.
Yep, he was open briefly there, right in the middle, right in front of the safety. Does two things. Stops the clock, and now you got a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4 out there, so almost forced you to go to the pass play. Typically, Sioux City has gone out there. If Cole goes back, they're going to blitz somebody. Watch out for Wells coming off the edge.
He's on the left side of the defensive line. He pushes back his guy. The screen is tipped, and the guy right there is Pittenger. We've said his name a lot tonight.
Yeah, Pittenger there almost had the lineman's dream. He almost had a pick six when they have 20 yards to go. But took very little time off the clock, and they're giving the ball back to Sioux City. So after a great first down play when they picked up 6 yards on the running play.
I'm going to pull a stat that we had in the timeout that we didn't get to say on air. J.J. Cole has had punts of 45, 40, 52, 52, 49, and he's about to add to that total right there as that thing's going to roll all the way to the 30. So another 10, 20, 30, 40, 50-plus yard kick for this kid named Cole. I think he's got a future as a kicker if this quarterback thing doesn't work out.
That's a great skill to have. Your quarterback can punt.
Well, the thing about JJ is he grew like a half a foot, and it seemed like a year. I saw him as a sophomore, then you see him as a junior, like, what happened? And, his dad is not as tall. JJ is taller than his dad. Now, his mom has a little bit of height, too, so you could see that was coming. Ritchie for the out and up. He gets out of one set of trouble, still running, throws downfield, knocked away by Kruger. They were trying to get to Jacobson.
Jacobson was open. A great Houdini effort there by Ritchie, getting out of a tackle, rolling out, avoiding the rush, and getting something on the ball. They're almost completing the ball. So we're going to see the scramble drill here. Ritchie's one where you have to get your hands on fully to bring him down.
It really was like a playground type play right there. 2nd and 10. Ritchie the handoff. Wavernick. He'll put his head down and bowl his way through. Wavernick is stopped by Westover. Diego Jackson there. Also, one other guy was there. Nolan Morrison.
3rd and 3.
Quick tempo. Wavernick the carry. Jackson gets him at the ankles.
He's about a yard short, but they've been going out there. It'll be a 4th and 1.
Diego Jackson.
But now this is one you have to get if you're Sioux City East. 5:39 to go in the game. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left.
Guess where it's going?
Wavernick gets the call before the snap. We have a whistle.
Is there a timeout?
Wavernick would have had the first down.
Good ball. False start number 6 on the offense.
On a wideout.
Destiny Adams whistled on that play. So they blow the play dead and send it back 5. Oof.
4th and 7. Changes a little bit. Richie's had some success. He likes to roll out. He's an athletic quarterback. We haven't seen him run a lot, like run upfield. We've seen him run, to pass. So I wonder if they would create a running lane for him. He's got the option to throw and then may possibly run.
Wavernick is behind Richie in the gun, 4th and 7. Richie flushed, here comes some pressure, gets it away, caught, and it's a first down! No, they're going to say incomplete! Incomplete! Jacobson, I thought, had it!
Yeah, he dove for a second, looked like the ground, he hit the ground and lost possession of the football, but he was open, good play by Richie. Came down, but couldn't maintain control all the way to the ground.
Oh, man, what a play right there. Perfect route by the Black Raiders.
Yeah, a little semi-rollout there for Richie, and he put the ball right where he had to, so lost opportunity there. But great result is with the penalty, and that gives great field position down to the 33-yard line for the Ankeny Hawks.
Williams is behind Cole in the backfield. Jason gets the call. Sidesteps one of his blockers, Kruger. Montevice, Kingston.
Jason Williams.
Right behind Mayer.
I was going to say, where's Ryan?
Ryan Mayer's in there, blocked his guy, but Williams does a nice job cutting to his right, cutting back to his left, looking for the hole, picking up 4 yards. So good field vision there. Clock keeps running. I would stay on the ground here, make them stop your running game.
10-0, 4.5 to play in this first-round playoff game. Cole, handoff, Williams up the middle, nearly breaks that free, gets inside the 20, which is all he needed for a first down.
On the stop for East, Daniel Durio.
Yeah, good running there. Good running by the interior offensive line, getting the job done. Pick up the first down. Nothing better than picking up the first down, running the ball when you got the lead late in the fourth quarter. So good job with the line. Once again, inside the tackles, that's been good zone blocking. They've done a really good job there, creating some opening lanes for Williams.
Clock approaching 4 minutes. Look for the Hawks to keep this thing on the ground and grind this out. Williams goes off left tackle. Wavernick comes up, as does Hogenkamp. Timeout.
On the stop, Wavernick.
By Sioux City East. Let's take a look at some of these other games. We haven't given you an update in a while. Centennial still trails Cedar Falls 14-10. Dowling now 35-0. Valley has taken the lead on Pleasant Valley 15-10. Johnston 24, City High 21. Southeast Polk has now opened up a whole lot of cushion with a 42-3 lead over Ames. Prairie putting it to Linmar 37-6, and Waukee Northwest leads Kennedy 9-0 in the third. Johnston leads City High 24-21. If Johnston holds on, they would play the winner of this contest, whether it'll be Ankeny or Sioux City East. It's still 10-0 here. 3:51 to play. Out of the timeout, it'll be Ankeny Hawk football and second down.
This here's a surprise score. Going across the state, number 3 ranked, Ankeny here, play number 13 ranked Sioux City East, hanging on to a 10-0 lead, but driving here at the 18-yard line.
Williams gets it, runs out of one tackle, but not another. He'll make it to the 15, and Sioux City East is going to stop the clock again. Well, Tim, as you look ahead towards the post game, who stood out for you? Let me give you a couple of possibilities of guys to think about. J.J. Cole, 11-21 for 150 yards. Williams, 17 carries, 70 yards. Earl Meyer, 4 catches, 50 yards and a score. Patton, 4 catches, 69 yards, also playing on defense. Those are just the statistic guys.
Mm-hmm. Well, the eye test, I'd say, I'm doing math over here, so
Oh, well, I can stall.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody does math.
No, actually, after the first slow start by Cole, he was 3 of 9. He's gone 8 out of 12 in a touchdown. He's done well. The guy, the little spark plug that really, I think, got the offense life was Erlmeyer. I think that
it is again.
He's gone in there and he catches the dirty passes over the middle, and he scores a touchdown. And that touchdown really everybody kind of relaxed and took a breath.
The sophomore leads him to the promised land. Cole throws towards Patton. Caught at the 5, down inside, near the goal line. Touchdown! Ankeny Hawks. J.J. Cole to Jamison Patton. 14 yards and a score.
To your big play guys. We talk about, your big play people, your star people have to make big plays when it comes up there. Cole's done it. We've seen Patton now twice now, defensively, but also 2 big pass receptions have, flipped the game for him.
Warner on to attempt the extra point and likely put this one out of reach. 17-0. The extra point is good. Hawks lead. 3:41 to go in this contest.
I'm off to college. Oh, rats.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that oh rats moment for your students. Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
For the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Hendricks?
Ankeny with another score. This time it's another slant pass caught by J-Mo Patton for 17 yards and makes it a 17-0 Ankeny lead here as they finally start to put a little bit of space between them and Sioux City East. Ball's taken on a hop by Wavernick, and who else but Jacob Kruger. If anything, gosh, we got to talk to Jacob Kruger on special teams. Also, Ben Sandvig in there.
Yeah, he's had some really great open field tackles there on the outside as they try to do that bubble screen to the wideouts to get upfield, and he's really come in there and at times held them to no gain, open field tackles, which they get by him, they're going downfield. So, but I think it's a really good pure defensive effort as a team tonight. That's why it's so hard to find somebody, because they've all played their role and they played it well designed.
Let's not forget Henricks and Kaiser on the in that linebacking core.
Yep.
Ritchie to go to work with 3:40 and 1 timeout. Down a couple of scores. Out of the screen, they get it. Westover and Connor Kaiser make the tackle. They're on Wavernick.
Kaiser's been all over the field, doing a really good job for his linebacking position, coming sideline to sideline. He's getting a little overshadowed, with Wavernick playing his linebacker position.
Ritchie again in the gun, hands it off to Brady. Slant comes in. He darts his way in. Henricks grabs hold first. Kruger there second.
Wavernick on the carry.
Wavernick. So I asked Coach Winklepleck, I said, hey, where are these guys going? He says, I got more than a dozen guys that want to play at the next level, and I think they can. And he says a couple of these guys they have some offers from some schools. They just keeping a lot of options open. As again, quick tackle made right after the catch on Jacobson. Ben Sandvig's been there like a glove on him. On Jacobson, his father is is one of the coordinators there at Morningside in town. Knows football, around football a lot. Do you go play where dad's at? Hand off Wavernick. He is going to be stopped.
With the few times he's been stopped. What's amazing...
Kinnick Voss. I got to get Kinnick Voss in there for making another sophomore. Go ahead, Tim.
What's amazing is that Brady Wavernick, came in the game with only 51 carries in the season.
He's like 51 tonight. 29 for 148. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, 2:09 to go. Ritchie escapes the pocket, and it's picked off by Will Hendricks. The former receiver tries to make something happen down the far sideline. Return of about 20 yards after the INT, and under 2 minutes to play. That should be it for the Ankeny Hawks and a chance to win tonight.
Nice job there, but you're forcing the quarterback. He was, forcing it here the whole night now. Late in the fourth quarter, the defense can go back there and wait for that pass to come. They've done a good job, and really a good ending effort by that defense to come up with the interception, put it down there. I think you're going to see a lot of run here. We're going to see Williams with the ball. They're bringing in a heavier package, tight end. Double tight ends.
Cole comes out. 1 timeout still remains for Sioux City East. Handoff Williams, and he's going to be stood up by none other than Nick Wells, the senior. There's another one of those guys. I'd love to see him play at the next level.
Yeah, he's got the size. He's 6'4", 255 or 245, right around there. But, he's only a senior, so he's getting a college program. I mean, these guys will grow, so he can stay out there. There's a lot of great programs out, on that side of the state. Morningside's a great program. You got programs up there. You get South Dakota State. You got Wayne State. So depends how big of a college everyone to go. But there's some good opportunities in the D2, range out there.
Well, I see these guys in black and white, and I see a school in Waverly that they'd be excellent Division III players. Especially Wavernick. I mean, I've seen many a good guy run the football at that position. Wells just looks like a great player at that next level. And, Ritchie wants to keep playing too, but he just only 1 year of varsity ball. Mm-hmm. He may have to go the JUCO route to figure out what his options are as the Hawks take a knee under a minute to play.
Or you go to a good program as a freshman, learn how to play the position behind a coach, but get it behind a veteran. And a lot of times that 1 to 2 years working your way through a system, benefits you if you get to a good program.
Hawks take another knee at 30 seconds, and that is going to be the last play of this contest as the two teams start to shake hands at their respective spots. Sioux City East absolutely came to play tonight. A great season for the Black Knights as they are going to fall short tonight on the road, 17-0 in this playoff football game. The playoff format in the postgame is a little different than it is in the regular season. Both of these teams they're going to shake hands, and then there will be a trophy presentation. And then we will get to our post-game interviews where we will have an interview with one offensive player and one defensive player. That's how we're going to try the numbers. These are two guys that have played a lot of sports together. I dropped the Storm Chaser reference earlier, I think in week 1 when these guys played U-Trip together. We'll have that as Jeff Brooks makes his way as the coaches duck into the huddle. And now into the handshake line, Mike Winkleplex crew. Thank you to him and all of his conversation. Had to get a chance to talk to him twice this season, once for the Centennial game and tonight for this game. And he knew he had a good squad. He was really excited and loved this team. And great effort and great season for Sioux City East.
Yeah, Sioux City, they came to play. They have nothing to be ashamed of. And I think the game was a lot closer than the 17-0. You think that they just completely shut them out, but it was in the balance coming in, deep into the third quarter. They're going for it, and it was only a 10-0 game at that point. So they came to play. They played quite well. Ankeny made adjustments, and contained them and enforced them where they couldn't get, a couple fourth down conversions. And then it started to get away there towards the tail end. But, Sioux City has nothing to hang their head on. They did a great job tonight.
We'll take a quick break. We'll get ready to the post-game show, and we'll have our post-game interviews with Jeff Brooks on the field. Ankeny wins 17-0 to advance in the Class 5A football playoffs. We move on with our post-game show here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand, custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
I'm off to college. Oh, rats!
Hi, Joe the Car Guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that oh rats moment for your students. Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
For the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and you've probably noticed there's shortages on most everything in the market today. Well, Heat and Glow has helped us out this year, and they are focusing their energy on their gas fireplace inserts. So if you've got a drafty old wood-burning fireplace and you want to get it retrofitted into a beautiful, high-efficient gas fireplace, come see us. We will have product to sell you.
Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert from Fireplace Superstore. 109th and Douglas in Urbandale, just west of home.
Ankeny moves on with a 17-0 win against Sioux City East here at Ankeny Stadium. Paul Yeager, Tim Halbert, Jeff Brooks along with you as we run down the scores and get ready for a couple of our post-game interviews. A couple games have gone final. Valley has gone on the road tonight at Pleasant Valley in Bettendorf with a 15-10 upset victory. Pleasant Valley dealt their first loss of the season, and it comes here in the postseason. And Cedar Falls beat Centennial 14-0. Jeff Brooks is down on the field with our player interview. He's got two of them. Let's go down to number one.
Yeah, I got a couple storm chasers here, I heard, right? Is that what I hear? Yeah, I got number 6, Connor. You've had a great season all year. I think I've wanted to interview you 2 or 3 times, but you guys saw a shutout on defense today. How's that feel, first round of the playoffs?
It feels great. I mean, we had a game plan, and we knew they had something to prove, so their offense, they had a really good offense, so I mean, we came in and just can't underestimate anybody, and they played a really solid game, but we just stepped up when we needed to. Our offense was struggling, and we got the job done for them, so just happy to get a win.
So, going into next round, whether it's Johnston or whoever, what's your thoughts on next week? Looking ahead, how do you prepare the guys? How do you help prepare your defensive guys for next week?
I mean, for us, it's just another game. It doesn't matter who we play. We know what we're capable of. We just got to stay humble. I mean, it's easy after a win to get comfortable. We just got to make sure we don't get comfortable, and we know that we can compete with anybody, so we just got to keep grinding at practice every week, and just good things will happen.
All right, tell Mom and Pa hi when you get home, and have a good week of practice, all right? We'll see you next week. Dude, the spark plug here this week, right? So, here with Evan Erlmeyer. Sorry, buddy. That first half, was it some jitters out there? What was going on there with offense?
I think we're all just a bit nervous. I mean, first round, I don't know. I think JJ got comfortable after the first couple possessions. The O-line settled down. Rick all talked to us. Walls, the receiver coach, he helped us out, and he just put us in good positions. Yeah,
so a big catch there in the first half kind of broke things open. How'd that feel to run that one in?
It felt great. JJ knew it was going to be open. We talked about it in pregame, and then they just put me in a good position.
All right, so next week I'm going to ask you the same thing. How do you get your offensive guys going? I know you're a youngster on the team, but you still got a key role to get them motivated. What's that going to be like in practice?
I think we just got to practice hard, keep our head up, and then watch film. I mean, film's where it all is. Learn what the defense is going to be, and we'll be good.
All right, man. You have a good week of practice. We'll see you next week.
Evan Erlmeyer and Connor Kaiser, our post-game interviews. Jeff, thank you so very much for that. And Evan finally at Jeff's height. It wasn't having to interview on a stool with JJ. And I was looking around the field there, Jeff, not trying to pick on you completely. But I was looking at JJ. He still has a group of kids around him. And I know in the past he's had some, autograph seekers and things like that. But to listen to these guys play, Coach Nelson, I kind of talked about him with him earlier. I think you guys heard the comments. It's like, how is it that, you look to your seniors, but how is it that you're able to develop and bring along the sophomores and juniors, and they seem pretty comfortable in this program?
They do, and that goes back to great senior leadership. And and then the seniors that are playing now, a couple years ago, they were playing behind some great seniors that also did the same thing. This is a group that's been in the Dome last 2 years. They've won a state title, so they know what it's like and know what it takes to get there. So these sophomores are coming. They're playing some great roles, offensive line, receivers, some of the defensive backs. So they're making some big plays and stepping up in the light. So that's a great thing to see if we get a good balance.
Well, taking a look at Sioux City East here, and some guys are taking some long moments on the field knowing this might be the last time they play. It's the last time they play with this team, and some pictures with some position groups and the fans that made the trip down over on 20, down on 35, or unless you go 29 and go over on 80, whichever your preferred way is to come from the east side of Sioux City. And you said it, Tim. You're just like, what a great group of guys, a great season for them. Soaking up this, I know it comes up short, but this is one of the best Sioux City East teams they've had in quite some time.
Yeah, I'm impressed. These guys came to play. They didn't go. I was impressed with the running game. Everybody that rushed hard, the line blocked. The defense played aggressive. They made some big plays. Wells out there. You had the name players, but good group of athletes. I mean, they took it to them. They did not shy away from the opportunity. So credit to them. But it happens fast. You're playing intense. You have practice. All of a sudden, the game's over. You go, it's over. So it's a tough one. One
last bus trip home together tonight. Yep. Centennial will come home on the downside of a game against Cedar Falls. Dowling beats West of Davenport. Valley upsets PV. Polk over Ames. That's all but over. Prairie 50-20 over Linmar. Waukee Northwest goes on the road and beats Kennedy 9-0. So next week, as it stands, Waukee Northwest will be at Dowling. Prairie at Southeast Polk. That's a regular season rematch. Valley will go to Cedar Falls, and it will likely, if it holds, Johnston will be here at Ankeny Stadium. That kickoff will be 7 o'clock a week from Friday, the last outdoor game of the season.
Yes, it's goes fast.
It does.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, I got to get you a couple of stats here. I was looking more at other scores. Ankeny tonight, 164 yards passing, 12 of 22. 68 yards rushing for a total of 232. Williams, 18 carries, 69 yards. Erlmeyer, 4 catches, 50 yards. Other catches, Patton, 5 for 83. For East tonight, Ritchie, 20 of 33 for a total of 85 in the air. 157 rushing because of Wavernick. 29 carries, 148 yards. But they come up short. Again, got 4 guys with multiple receptions, 6 guys with catches tonight for Sioux City East. They spread the ball around.
Yep, that was the MO coming in, but they couldn't. The defense didn't let them get deep, kept them in front of them, open field tackles, even much as they moved up and down the field. Couldn't quite penetrate this tough Ankeny defense to find the end zone.
Ankeny wins tonight, 17-0. They advance in the playoffs. Great job by both of these squads as the Knights or the Black Raiders will go home 7-3. The Hawks finish or move on a 9-1 record. For all of us here tonight, thank you so very much for watching. We'll see you next Friday night for the last outdoor game of the season. So long from Ankeny Stadium.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V-Plow and Impact Straight Blade. With the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, Rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
I'm off to college. Oh, rats!
Hi, Joe the Car Guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that oh rats moment for your students.
Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
For the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's